Hello! I forgot to turn my microphone on. Hello, everybody. Good morning. We're just gonna continue with some Saya today. Hi. Hi, everybody. Was it the... Hi. Well, I fixed that. I forgot to turn my mic on. Wait. What? What's the save? What's the save? I think this is the save. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Oh, really? I didn't notice anything earlier. Maybe I've just drank too many energy drinks. Oh, is it soft? Maybe my mic's had problems. Maybe my mic is changing things. Well, as long as I still sound... well, yeah. I haven't slept in like days, pretty much. 2 o'clock. For Suzuki Yosuke, this is the most fulfilling time of day. Oh, I hate this scene so much. After seeing his wife and daughter off, taking care of the morning chores, and eating a leisurely lunch, it's finally time to sit down at his easel. I wonder what's gonna happen next. Maybe he's literally Hitler. Painter, unpopular. He's not a particularly popular painter, and he would only hold an exhibition if he were hurting for money. However, the design work he does on the side ensures that there's always enough to support his lifestyle. Exactly. Nobody needs sleep. Sleep is for the weak. Alongside the salary his wife earns working for a magazine, they're able to pay their mortgage, send their daughter to school, and still have plenty left over. I know, I hate this part. Yosuke's life is perfect, leisurely and absent of want. He loves his house, considering it the symbol of his success. Oh, I was trying to stop mentioning Hitler every stream, because if we ever reach the requirements for monetization, I feel like YouTube's gonna take one look at our streams and go, why does she mention Hitler constantly? No, I am never doing any keyboard shortcuts you guys tell me to do ever again. Only once, never again. He loves his house, considering it the symbol of his success. When he mows the lawn, polishes the windows and floors, and cleans the kitchen, toilet, and bath, he feels the same joy as he does when washing his own body. He's kind of creepy, from the get-go. Just as he knows the length of his fingernails and the time since his last meal, he also knows everything about his home's condition. The status of every door, the freshness of every flower, the amount of ice in his ice tray, every last detail. This is his pride, and when he sits in his studio smelling the turpentine, is that what that says? No, sleep schedules are for the weak. Fascist leaders notoriously had very little sleep, except for Mussolini, who would get 8 hours of sleep every day. This is his pride, and when he sits in his studio smelling the turpentine and knowing that each element of his house is in perfect order, he feels the ultimate satisfaction. This guy is way weaker than the protagonist. He really has no right to criticize him. This guy's crazy, from the start here, to be honest. While trying to find the right combination of paints on his palette, he suddenly feels thirsty, but soon remembers there isn't much orange juice left in the refrigerator. In fact, it's also about time to stock up on bath additive and powdered soap. He could get everything at the supermarket when he goes to shop for dinner, but it'll probably be quite heavy. This is why we have cars. This is why the car was invented. No, he's not normal. I mean, actually, yeah, keep going with that. You'll see. I'm gonna hold you to that. Now then, where should I leave off to go shopping? As he ponders this dilemma, he heads downstairs to the kitchen. Just then, a breath of air tickles the back of his neck, bringing him to a halt in the middle of the hallway. A breeze! Impossible. Every window in the house is closed. Yosuke shut them himself during his morning cleaning. Surely nothing bad is going to happen to this guy, right, chat? Yosuke enters the living room, searching for the source of the breeze. Something stinks. It's the same pungent smell of fetid swampland that emanates from the Sakisaka house. The window facing the yard next door is open, its curtains billowing loosely in the gentle breeze. And there's a hole in the glass next to the lock. It looks strange, like it was melted by some chemical instead of broken. Someone must have reached through the hole to unlock the window. Yosuke stands paralyzed, his heart pounding with anger and fear. You know, I've never been able to find out whether, like, Hitler was supplying meth and the fascists used it in the same way that the Nazis were using it. I was never able to find anything on that. He listens carefully, but hears nothing. Perhaps the intruder has already finished his business and left, but a burglar wouldn't have left the room untouched, would he? Man on stream. Maybe he heard Yosuke coming and hid somewhere nearby. Yosuke realizes that his still wet palette knife is in his right hand. He must have forgotten to put it aside before going downstairs. He stares numbly at the knife for a moment, then decides it's not enough protection. Instead, he grabs the ashtray sitting on top of the table. Made of thick, solid glass, it's big and heavy enough to serve as a weapon. The home that he thought of as part of himself now seems utterly alien. Keenly aware of the thumping of his heart, Yosuke looks around the living room and sees little that could be used as a hiding place. The intruder must have gone either to the guest room or through the dining room to the kitchen. Multiple curls on stream. Such a big fan base. So surely I'm gonna take over the world soon. The kitchen is close to the stairs. If there had been movement, Yosuke would have noticed it when he came down, which means the guest room is the most likely place. I mean, guys, if you saw this, would you, like, go to check it out, or would you, like, run out of the house? Would you do what he is doing? He shuffles over to the guest room door and prepares to slide it open. But what's this stench? Could the breeze alone carry something so foul? It's as if the odor is coming from inside the room. Yeah, eat your breakfast. He readies his ashtray and throws open the door. Nothing! He's perfectly fine! The straw-matted Japanese-style room is empty. There's a closet, but nobody could fit in there. Gore incoming? There's always gore in this. This is like 100% gore. So the intruder already left. Yosuke relaxes, the exhaustion of sudden relief coming over him. Good morning. And that's when something seizes his ankle. The instant he freezes in shock, his leg is yanked out from under him, sending him crashing to the floor. Stars explode behind his eyes as his head smacks against the door rail. The hand, if it can even be called that, wrapped around Yosuke's ankle, extends all the way back to the living room sofa. There are barely 5 centimeters between the sofa and the floor. Whatever is hiding here. I have a feeling this is gonna be worse than gore. It can't possibly be human. Before the screaming Yosuke can regain his footing, countless hand-like appendages seize his arms and legs, rendering him helpless. You know, she's cute even as a monster. As the hideous voice burbles in his ear, something cold and soft crawls atop him. Yosuke can't even scream. His terror is so great. I don't think he's scared of it hurting. Thin, tube-like appendages penetrate his ears and nose, wriggling deep into his skull. He got taken to Detroit. No betraying me. You can only watch me. Right before the sensation drives us mad, Yosuke loses consciousness. Oh, there's still this. We don't get to see the rest yet.
いいのよ。あなたたちみたいな人が来てくれたのは私としてもありがたいところだし。
Her friendly smile has none of the coldness one might expect from her sharp, refined beauty.
はじめまして。崎坂文則くんの主治医の田んぼです。
文則の友人で
None of you are allowed to leave. You're trapped in here with me. Me and the, you know, Saya. Yo gives a quick bow, her expression apologetic. When they arrived at the T University Medical Center and asked to see Fuminori's doctor, Koji and Yo had been prepared for rejection. They hadn't expected the ease with which their request was granted. You can look at me and Saya, and I think Saya would agree with that rule.
彼、おとといの診察に来てくれなかったのよ。留守電に入れた伝言にも返事がないし。
2 days ago, the same day Fuminori was searching that abandoned house, Koji frowns, wondering what was important enough for him to blow off his appointment. I'm planning to like finish it today. Yeah, she's pretty cute. She's really cute. She's second in cuteness only to Saya in this novel. Seeing Yo's shoulders jerk out of the corner of his eye, Koji regrets not choosing his words more carefully. You should all be like Fuminori, but with VTubers. All the others should look like disgusting flesh monsters except me. And I'll make that happen to all of you if you watch others. Especially if you watch them during my streams. She asks out of nowhere. The look on her face is so concerned there. She looks quite disturbed. Dr. Tombo regards him silently for a moment, then sighs and says, You can watch others at the same time as long as I'm still there, as long as you watch them with me as well. You can't be skipping out on my streams, is my point. That's not allowed. She stares hard at the astonished students, then shakes her head with a tired smile. I'm not good enough, so I have to make up for it in yanderiness. It's kind of boring when Saya isn't involved. I just want to see more Saya. An ominous thought flashes through Koji's mind. It couldn't have been Fuminori himself, could it? Koji looks at Dr. Tampo and finds her staring right back at him, her expression grave. He realizes that she must be harboring the same suspicion. Well, thankfully, no. It's someone much cuter than Fuminori. Perhaps Dr. Tambo didn't have anyone in mind when she asked, but Koji's thoughts immediately fly to that eerie house to which Fuminori had led him. Koji stops speaking as he sees the dramatic change that has come across Dr. Tambo's expression. Oh no. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I might not be the most... Well, I mean, babies. Babies wouldn't really know what's going on, would they? But yeah, I mean, it's not the most child-appropriate stream, I guess. Yeah. Maybe you can be forgiven for that. After remaining silent for some time, Dr. Tombo Loses? What? Loses a heavy sigh? Oh, loses. Yeah, bye bye.
いいわ。その気になれば簡単に調べがつくことだし。
Oh no! No! Why is
幸子はうちの
everyone
大
not
学に
here?
いた教授よ。
Oh, you guys are trolling me, right? You would never leave me and children in that chat.
いろいろと不祥
I
事
am
があって
appropriate for
半
all
年以
ages,
上
I'll
前
have
に
you
免職
know.
になったけど。
不祥事って
You should be raising your children on my streams. They shouldn't be watching
そこから
Cocomelon,
先
they
は
should
部
be
外者に
watching
話せること
me.
じゃないわ。
I will turn them
先
based.
坂君には何の関係もないことよ。
Koji has no argument with which to answer Dr. Tombo's flat rejection. However, he can't shake the feeling that this old guy person is the key to unraveling the mystery surrounding Fuminori.
先生、もしかしたら咲坂文則は刑事事件に関わっているかもしれないです。
Alright, thank you. At this sudden declaration, both Yo and Dr. Tombo raised their eyebrows. Skippity cat Riz line for the Zoomers. Oh, I liked Miffy. I liked Miffy.
どういうこと？
彼を訪ねていったっきり行方不明になってしまった人間
I just
がい
wanted
ま
a Miffy plush as a kid, but then I could never find one. I'm sad. Saya. They're both cute, though.
それってナオミちゃんの
Koji
こ
is
と？
unable to bear the shock in Yo's
す
voice.
まん、つくば。君には言えなかっ
And Dr. Tombo is frowning, her expression even more serious than before.
た。その鴎外という人物が今文則の関心の焦点になっているらしいんです。彼が何者で、文則が彼の何について探っているのか。お願いです、先生。教えてください。この
Dr. Tombo hesitates for some time, refusing to make eye contact, but she finally shakes her
ごめん
head.
なさい。こればかりは。
I feel like I'm telling some sort of like scary story around a campfire.
先生。
That said, I'm pretty bad at telling scary stories. I really can't think of any. There was this chapter in one of the Toho mangas. Alright, bye. There was a chapter in, I think it was like Forbidden Scrollery, where they're telling scary stories, and then Yukari's got this one. Fujimori. Yeah, no. And Yukari's got this one, and she's just like, and I woke up, and my hand wasn't there! Because I put it through a gap to put it, the light switched last night, and I fell asleep going through the gap! And my scary stories are about on that level.
でも少しだけ
Terrible.
私は
お願いします。
Yeah, exactly. They're yapping too much. I want Saya, not them. Koji is out of options. All that's left is to trust this young doctor. It's frustrating, but a friend's rights only go so
お
far.
互い携帯の番号を交換しておきましょう。
ええ、
And I think she's being fairly nice to them. But that doesn't mean that she's actually gonna tell them if she finds anything. She could just be exploiting them. What the? What? Yeah, we finally got Sai again. I hate this scene so much. I feel like it's cut off. I feel like this steam patch is cutting off more than it should be. But, oh no. What happened to me? Yosuke's awareness returns slowly as though rising from a bog. It's cold. No. Hot. Something itches, like tepid tongues and cold slugs are crawling over his skin. And what the hell's going on? Timidly, he opens his eyes. Well, yeah, but I feel like there's some stuff that they really shouldn't have cut out of it. Back to the core. It's everywhere. The thing that attacked him in the living room. It's everywhere. Terror shatters Yosuke's sanity. He throws off the thing lying atop him, but his wild flailing sends him crashing to the floor. But is it really the floor? The long, wiggling fibers of what should be the carpet are winding themselves around his fingers. The floor is made of worms. Unfortunately, we can't play the full version on YouTube. It's not safe on Japan. He tears his limbs free of the worms and tries to stand, but loses his balance and tumbles to the floor again. The floor is made of floor. That's... The worms immediately swarm over his body. And I think Saya is experimenting here to try and cure Fuminori or something. I don't know. I haven't actually finished it before. I've seen this scene though. Where am I? Where did that thing take me? Yosuke crawls across the worm-ridden floor towards the only exit from the pulsating room. When he gets outside, however, all he can see is blood, bile, and rotten meat. There is no place to run. Most terrifying of all, this hellish place has the same layout as Yosuke's house. In a half-mad daze, he wanders through this nightmarish mockery of his home. In the small room where his studio should be, he finds an easel made of bones displaying a blood-soaked canvas. Like some cruel joke, everything is exactly where it would be in Yosuke's studio. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what Saya's doing. Hey, pray, you can't leave now! This scene is... something else. Surely nothing bad will happen. Howling, Yosuke lashes out against everything within reach. The easel of bone shatters, driving splinters into his fist. He feels the pain, but does not wake from the nightmare. If this isn't a dream, then what is it? When his strength gives out, Yosuke falls to his knees, sobbing for the first time in his life. He prays. The sound of the door opening and closing grates on his ears. Yeah, Saya's just a silly girl. She didn't do anything wrong. She's just a teensy bit silly. I hate this. Ooh. Yosuke trembles at the blood-curdling sound. It's that thing again. The monster has returned. Oh! No! Oh, this is so bad. She's just a little silly. It's not her fault. Yosuke hears the sound of something slimy sloshing its way up the stairs. Even as he cowers in terror, he slides his trembling hand across the floor and grabs one of the bones from the broken easel. The tip of the bone is nice and sharp. If he holds it in both hands and puts his weight behind it, he might be able to use it to defend himself. I do not feel bad for this artist. Guy is totally deserved. Saya did nothing wrong. Artist guy did everything wrong, and and then again, he is a chudjack. But the monster's growls are getting closer. Holding his breath, Yosuke presses his back against the wall next to the door. The pounding of his heart is like thunder in his ears, so loud that he fears the creature might hear it. He knows it'll eat him if it finds him again, but it's all he can do to keep from crying. At last, the door creaks open. Yosuke leaps on the creature as it enters, fear turning its roar into a high-pitched scream. Reality has fallen. Billions must be monsters with bones. The flesh-covered beast is covered in sludge and vile juices, but before horror can paralyze him, Yosuke brings his bone stake stabbing down. The monster screams as the stake pierces its chest and punches through to the other side. It falls back, writhing in agony. The sight of his pain sets Yosuke's blood on fire. I can win. I can kill it. If I finish it off before it enters my head again, I'm safe! Yosuke grabs the bone and twists with all his might. The monster convulses and gargles, its trembling tentacles reaching up as though begging for help. Yosuke knocks it to the floor, then brings its shield crashing down upon its flopping body again and again. With each stomp, its groans and spasms grow weaker. I'm not gonna lie, this guy has no right to criticize Fuminori. Fuminori has not killed all of his friends. And he's been dealing with this, like, way longer than this guy. Fuminori did not kill anyone. This guy? So much worse. When the monster at last stops twitching, Yosuke, panting hard, tears the stake from its corpse and rises to his feet. Something squeals. Yosuke turns around to see another smaller monster peeking out at him from the stair landing. Still, this is so bad. I mean, this guy is worse. You'll see why. Fuminori's much better. There's still one left. His desperate, rage-filled attack both exhilarated him and gave him a taste for violence. This one will be easier. It's smaller and weaker. Grinning maniacally, Yosuke raises his stake and moves forward the second creature. The monster flees, screaming down the stairs. Not about to let his prey escape, Yosuke roars and gives chase. The thought that killing the monsters might end this nightmare feeds a savage bloodlust. Oh, that's so bad! That's so bad! When the monster trips and falls in the dining room, Yosuke leaps on top of it and brings the stake crashing down. This guy's irredeemable. His bloodlust unsated, he pulls it free and drives it into the monster's flesh once, twice, 3 times and more until there's nothing left but shredded, pulverized meat. This scene is pretty bad. And it only gets worse! Eventually, the only sound in the house is Yosuke's heavy breathing. He's slain 2 monsters, but the nightmare shows no sign of ending. Yosuke staggers to the front door and goes outside. Oh no, the sky, the city, everything has gone mad. Twisted shapes, nauseating colors, stinking air. There's no escape, no end to this nightmare. The last remnant of Yosuke's sanity vanishes like dust in the wind. Literally, it's such a skill issue, man. Yosuke turns to the sound of a girl's voice. She's standing in front of the house next door, wearing a spotless one piece over her pure white skin. In the midst of this filth-ridden world, she alone glows with beauty. They cut out most of it, too much of it. I think. Yosuke feels a sudden black lust rise within him. Yosuke walks up to the strangely jubilant girl and brushes his hand against her long, smooth hair. No! You see, Fuminori didn't do this! Fuminori just asked to hold Saya's hand. Fuminori is way better. She looks at the man towering over her, perhaps disturbed by his hungry stare. How dare you harm my cute little Saya? A grin parts Yosuke's lips and he replies. With that, he grabs the girl's collar and tears the front of her dress wide open. Shock and fear twist the lovely girl's delicate features. stimulating Yosuke's sadism. Even after killing those two monsters, the embers of violence still smolder in his heart, and now they have new fuel to burn.
いい顔だよ、お嬢ちゃん。
I mean, this is censored. This is very censored. So, not really. I mean, it can't get that bad. This is the Steam version. It's safe for work. It's yeah. I wouldn't call someone getting raped neater. but like, this is perfectly fine for you. YouTube. The terrified girl flees into the Sakisaga house. Yosuke runs after her, feeling the joy of the hunt. Even in desperation, she has no hope of outrunning his longer stride. Yosuke charges down the hallway and catches up to her in the kitchen. He grabs her from behind and wrestles her to the floor before she can resist. No! No! Saya is so cute and innocent.
だから言っただろう。お嬢ちゃんが可愛らしすぎる。
Yeah. Saya's perfect. I love Saya. He can't harm Saya. Saya is just a cute... Enjoying the sensation of her thin arms struggling futilely against his grip, Yosuke uses his weight to hold her down while ripping off her remaining scraps of clothing. No wonder this game is so popular among women. I mean, there's a tentacle monster, and there's rape. Saya's not a strong monster, I think. She's just like a cute, small little child monster. Yosuke stares at the smooth, perfect body of the girl flopping beneath him. The thought of violating such an immaculate creature amid the horrors of this twisted world is irresistibly erotic. Yosuke runs his tongue over her stomach and chest, as though preparing to eat her whole. No! She stiffens and whimpers at the sensation. Poor Saya. Saya deserves better. Saya does not deserve this. Her tear-choked voice satisfies Yosuke's lust for conquest. Oh. This nightmare has violated him, but now he's able to visit the same torment on this innocent girl. When he was the victim, now he's the victimizer. The release he feels is intoxicating. She doesn't deserve this. Why are there no voice lines for this? Putting his mouth close to the sobbing girl's ear, Yosuke whispers, "Oh, that line is so bad. I hate it so much." Ooh, that's so gross. Poor Saya. At least we got to see Saya. Yeah, true. As always, the sights of the city grate on my nerves. Today, however, I don't feel as much hatred as I usually do. I've grown more accustomed to my condition. But that's not the reason for today's high spirits. My search of the Ogai house has finally borne fruit. When I pulled all the drawers out of the desk in the study, I found an envelope stuck between the desk and the wall. It must have fallen off the back of the writing tray. I don't like that part either. It's very painful to watch. Poor Saya. I love Saya. I don't want anything bad to happen to Saya. Inside were 3 outdoor photographs. I couldn't recognize the scenery due to my condition, but I'm pretty sure they show 3 buildings. Hello! Scrawled on the back of each photo was an address. Nagano Prefecture, M Village. Tochigi Prefecture, S-Town. Shizuoka Prefecture, H-Town. None of the names are familiar, so they must be way out in the countryside. The photos are all dated more than 10 years ago. I don't know why they were taken or what they will mean, but perhaps Saya will be able to make some sense of them. In any case, this is something that even Saya missed while she was living in that house. I wonder how she'll react when I show her what I've found. Saya, I want so badly to see her. The thought of her waiting for me speeds my footsteps. When I step through the gate, I see that the front door is wide open again. This is the second time this has happened. Upon entering the house this time, however, the sound of Saya crying chills my blood. It would chill my blood too. Oh, she's so cute. And it's not just her. I also hear her low, wet grunting. There's no time to take off my shoes. I race down the hallway, propelled by a terrifying premonition. Oh, that's gross. Ah, probably even more gross than the version that's safe for you, not safe for YouTube. A monster is in my house, and it's attacking Saya. The oozing from its body spreads across her skin as it moves with animal ferocity. Yeah, this is rough, man. She looks at me with tear-filled eyes and calls my name in a weak, breathless voice. Rage erupts inside me like black lava. Kill it, Fuda! Kill it! The monster stops gorging itself on Saya's body and turns its head to look at me. Surprised by my own composure, I slip past it and grab my meat cleaver sitting next to Lissy. Without a moment's hesitation, I slash at the monster's face. It screams and staggers away from Saya. My attack must have blinded it because it flails its tentacles wildly as it tries to drive me away. My bloodlust still unsated, I calmly seized one of the appendages and plunged my weapon twice more into its quivering flesh. No, this guy deserves it. This guy deserves this. The blade enters its body with fascinating ease. Each strike sprays my face with its blood. As I carve the monster to pieces and savor its hideous screams, my mind is finally consumed by rage. No mercy. I'll see this monster suffer for what it's done for Saya. I give myself to the fury, howling at the top of my lungs as I slash and slash and slash and slash. Even after the flesh beast stops moving, I keep slashing until I realize I can no longer feel pain. Cursing myself for killing it so quickly, I stab the cleaver into the floor, snapping it in half. I think so. I think you would have seen Fuminori as a monster because Fuminori sees the Chudjak as a monster even after the bit where he does stuff, bad stuff to Saya. When my thoughts finally begin to regain some cohesion, I find myself still digging the broken knife into the floor. The monster's gone, but pieces of it are scattered everywhere. I stop cutting into the tile, and in sudden silence I hear Saya's faint sobs coming from a corner of the kitchen.
Saya.
Oh, she's so cute! Oh, she didn't deserve that though. Poor Saya. I pull the cowering Saya into my arms. She stiffens in fear at first, but as soon as she realizes it's me, she clings to my body and cries. I don't know what to say. I can only keep holding her. Oh, Saya! This should never have happened to Saya. Everything in this twisted world is to blame. Yes, including myself. If I couldn't protect her, if I had been here, then maybe I could have prevented this. She says again and again in a voice choked with tears. Not wanting to hear that from her, I pull her head into my chest. Poor Saya. I try to reassure her, but she shakes her head vigorously in denial. It's not Saya's fault. Chudjak is just evil. I don't care, Saya. I don't care if you turned him into a monster. I don't care if you turned him into like Fuminori's state. Chudjak is evil. Chudjak wouldn't have done that if he hadn't been evil. If Saya had targeted a person that wasn't evil, and she had no way of knowing that that Chudjak was evil, so really it's not Saya's fault. It's entirely on Chudjak. I don't understand. What is she saying?
何を
And Saya is an innocent creature in a world full of evil flesh monsters. So true.
この人の頭の中を海のりと同じ状態にして海のりが感じるのと同じように世界が見えるようにしたの。
It's not your fault, Saya. You were just trying to help. You little Saya. It's not your fault. Don't blame yourself. She answers, glancing at the dismembered monster with swollen eyes. It takes me some time to understand the meaning of Saya's words.
一体どうやって
Oh, she's so cute. Finally regaining her composure, Saya responds to my confusion in a low
私
voice.
にはそういうことができるの。他の生き物の体を組み替えたり
She's cute, precious, and deserves to be protected.
私に生まれつき備わってる能力なの。
The difference is that Saya deserves it better than Chudjak. Than that Chudjak. This is my Saya, and she's for me and me alone. She's not for random Chudjak flesh monster.
どこをどういじればいいのかはその生き物によってまちまちだからちゃんと勉強してからでないとダメだけどみのりの脳に何があったのか私は下調べして分かってたから
Hmm.
だから同じことができるかどうか他の人で実験してみたの。
Oh, poor Saya.
なんでそんなこと
Yeah, don't grape your lollies. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on stream, but
そうすればみんなみのりみたいに私に優しくしてくれるよ。
oh, poor Saya. Oh, she's so cute. I love her so much. She just wants everyone to be nice to her. See, Saya deserves it. Saya deserves to be loved. Saya is so cute. The entirety of chat sees Saya as a cute girl. We'll all love Saya forever, no matter what she does. My heart aches at the loneliness in her voice as she confesses her sorrowful wish.
それなのにこの人は全然優しくなんてな
Yes,
かった。
Saya. Most people are bad and don't want to protect cute little Sayas.
さやのことをいじめたいって壊したいって言ってたんだ。
That was so awful. She starts crying into my chest again, unable to say anymore. I gently rub her back while trying to get my jumbled thoughts together. Yeah, you did miss the worst part. You missed the Saya. Yeah, bad things happening to Saya. What is Saya that she can do such a thing? The answer is beyond me. Saya is a cute girl. Saya is a cute lolly. Nothing else matters. She's cute, and that's all I know and all I care. However, there's one thing that I can answer here and now. Saya is mistaken.
僕がさやに優しいのは僕が事故に遭ったからだって
Yeah, you were spared, man. She nods sadly. I smile and shake my head.
違うよそれはただの始まりでしかない
Oh, Saya is so cute. Hello!
そんな簡単なことじゃないんだよ
Oh, I love Saya so
僕とさやって
much.
それから二人で過ごした時間
Goodbye.
みのり
あの日から今日までさやと一緒にいた僕だ
As much as I hate the scene before this so much, this scene is I like this scene.
そう思う僕になったそう思われるさやになったんだ
It's so wholesome.
大変なことだろう
Saya is still crying, but now her tears feel warm against my chest.
わかってる。さっきやっとわかった。
Her smile shines through her tears.
さやにはみのりしかいないんだって。
Poor Saya.
みのりみたいな人はもう他に誰もいないんだ
Oh,
って。
Saya will always love you. Exactly, you must love Saya. You mustn't attack her out of violent hatred and anger. Don't do that. Now more than ever, I feel the depth of the bond between us, and I'm sure that Saya feels it too. I wrap my arms tightly around her and seal her lips with mine. Saya responds, winding her arms around my neck as our tongues desperately seek each other's warmth. At this moment, Saya is my whole world, and I am hers. The earth turns for us alone. Exactly. You should only love Saya in a pure way. Of course, I still haven't told her something very important. I don't know why I've never said it before. Perhaps because it was always so obvious. However, I should put it into words at least once. This oath of mine.
僕君
待って
Oh, she's so cute. You should want a Saya. Saya's adorable. She stops me with a finger against my
その
lips.
前にみのり一つだけ確かめさせてあなたの望みを
僕の望み
Saya nods, staring into my eyes with unusual solemnity.
さっきも言ったけど私には私にしかできない方法で生き物の体に干渉できる
I want to pat Saya on the head. Because that's what she deserves.
これでちゃんと確認が取れたわだから
Oh, poor Saya. She's so sweet. Saya is precious. She's such a precious little thing. I love her so much. Saya pauses and takes a deep breath before
今ならあ
continuing.
なたの頭を元の状態に戻すこともできる
She worked so hard to cure him, even though he would start seeing her as some horrible flesh monster if she did. It's crazy.
だって
Until now, that hasn't even been in the realm of possibility.
その人にやったのと逆のことを海のりにしてあげ
Oh,
ればいいだけ
Saya.
とっても簡単なことよ
Saya has a huge forehead. I replay Saya's words in my head to be sure of their meaning.
だから海のり教えてあなたが昔の暮らしに戻りたいかどうかあの事故で失ったものを取り戻したいのかどうか
I'm gonna give her a million head pats without her consent, whether she's a cute lolly or a monster. Because Saya is Saya. What should I do? Are there like... Hang on. Save. I'm kind of curious what happens if I say I want it all back.
そりゃもちろん戻れるっていうのなら元に戻りたいと
I want Saya, that's what I really want. I've never wondered if there could be any other answer. I stopped dwelling on this question a long time ago, and if I'd been asked before I met Saya, I wouldn't have hesitated. He can't have back what he had before the accident. You ate his friends. But what about now? What does it mean to wish for the past? And what could it do to me and Saya? As soon as these questions occurred to me, my true feelings become unclear. The hurried answer I gave her was less certain than I thought. I would love you even if you were a horrible flesh monster, Saya.
そうよね当たり前よ
Even if you were a horrible human-eating flesh monster, I would love you. Saya smiles softly, her expression an unreadable mixture of what seems to be sorrow and relief. Seeing it fills me with sudden unease, as though I've just wounded her deeply with my careless words. I'm sorry, Saya. I just wanted to know what happened if I said that.
いいの海のりもう何も言わないで
I'm too curious. I'm sorry, Saya. Saya silences me with another kiss, and thrusts her tongue into my mouth with even greater passion than before. What? What is she doing? As the sweet softness of her tongue clouds my mind, I begin to feel an urgent need to say what she prevented me from saying, to speak those most important words.
さや
I can't speak for some reason, and my mind is hazy. My consciousness is slipping away as the euphoria from her kiss spreads to my entire
お
body.
やすみなさい
I would love her if she was a worm. I feel like that's too simple if she could like fix him but make it so that but plus if she did that then he might question why she doesn't go out in front of other people. She'd have to like fix the entire world. And maybe she can't quite isolate what's making them see her as human. I hear Saya whisper softly from far
心
away.
配しないで。
No,
次に目が覚める時に
Saya.
は何もかもが終わっているから。
I miss her already, bros. Wait, I have to tell you something before I sleep. Just one thing. My efforts are meaningless, however, as oblivion calls me into its embrace. Wow, he sees the world as normal now. When I awoke, the first thing that greeted me was a terrible stink. Mr. Suzumi's body was covered in flies, and I could smell the rotten stench that you would expect from a corpse. How long was he out? The night had ended, but Saya was nowhere to be seen in the morning light. No, Saya. And to be fair, he didn't kill it. Okay, he kind of killed the crazy guy, but the guy was raping Saya. I mean, I feel like he deserves better than that. Aside from the blood-covered floor, the kitchen looked the same as it had been before the accident. In the den, however, the colors had been so soothing the day before, now served as a stark reminder of what a distant world I'd been living in. Despite knowing it'd be futile, I wandered the house searching for Saya. For almost an hour, I tried in vain to deny reality. Well, true, but like you'd see bodily fluids from the guy, and also the guy killed his wife, so it's entirely possible that he could say that the guy had just wandered into his house and he was like trying to kill him and it was self-defense or something. Then I called the police. When the operator answered, I couldn't stop myself from crying. It had been such a long time since I heard a human voice other than Saya's. As became clear later, Mr. Suzumi had murdered his family before he killed him. Unable— What? He was arrested for all 3 murders? That's not okay. That doesn't make sense. The guy clearly— the neighbor clearly killed his own family, not him. Oh, that's unfair. Unfair justice. So he's just gonna be like hung or something. And when they found the remains of Omi in my house, a 4th was added to the charges. During my interrogation, I told them everything exactly as it had happened, in every detail. The detectives didn't believe me, of course, but the doctor who came later did. He had me moved from a jail to a much cleaner white room, so he's gonna be in a mental hospital until the end of time. That's right. The room looks just as white to me as it does to everyone else. In the end, they declared me incapable of answering for my actions. Everything that had happened to me was real, but a part of a reality incompatible with the rest of the world. So the doctors gave me a space all to myself, a place where I could live in my own world. But his own world is already gone! Saya fixed him. I'm sad that I wasn't believed, but I know it couldn't be helped. In this world, reality is what the majority says it is. Democracy. And I had the misfortune to step outside of that box. The walls of my room are undeniably white. That, at least, I can be thankful for as I live out the rest of my life here. But no Saya. Very sad. Exactly. Well, I gotta do the bad end first. Everyone said that there was never any girl named Saya. Well, so be it. Saya was probably never a part of their world. But why shouldn't I be able to hear Saya's voice here, in my room? This is my world, after all. A continuation of the very real time that we spent together. I don't get why they don't let him out of the mental hospital. It doesn't really make sense, because he's, like, cured now. They should let him out eventually. Does Japan not do mental hospitals like that? He's fixed up at what cost? Well, at the cost of the adorable Lolly. How long did I wait with such thoughts floating through my mind? And one night, I awoke to the sound of something crawling down the hallway. Saya! The sound would not have normally woken me, but I must have had a premonition that night. Sleeping later than usual, I had waited for her arrival. And so I knew instantly that it was her. Well, still, but if it, like, I think in, like, most countries, well, at least in the West, if you get like declared mentally, you know, if you get put as a like mental hospital insane, you're too insane to answer for your crimes, they let you out as soon as you're quote unquote cured, as soon as you're doing better. That's why people plead like a mental defense. But likewise, there's no set amount of time in which they can go out afterwards, so they could just be there for the rest of their lives, and they could, you know, get out. It's kind of up in the air. She didn't answer, but I could feel her outside my door, struggling with some internal conflict. I love her even if she's a flesh monster.
どうして声を聞かせてくれないんだ
Oh, she's so cute. I love her even if she's a tentacle monster, bros. After a long silence, something small slid through the narrow bars of my pupil. It was a cell phone, the screen already showing a notepad with freshly entered text. My voice will sound strange to you. No, Saya, I love you. I love you no matter what. I couldn't suppress a chuckle at Saya's uncharacteristic display of shyness. I guess Saya really is shy.
僕は全然気にならないよ
I said, sending the phone back through the bars.
姿が見たい
After a short pause, the phone returned to my side. Oh no, please let me say this, Saya, you remember. Yeah, true. It would be insanely high, but like, he is perfectly normal. I feel like he should be allowed out eventually. He shouldn't have to spend the rest of his life in there.
そうか
Still, he'll eventually get out. Shouldn't he? I started to suspect that it might be so. In the hell my eyes had made of the world, Saya alone had looked normal. I thought that she was somehow unique. In truth, however, she had probably been a different kind of unique than I'd imagined. It wasn't that my senses hadn't distorted her appearance, but that she'd been so unusual as to seem normal to my twisted mind. Saya's true form was something other than what I had known. Now, however, I could see her as she really was, but Saya didn't want that, and it wasn't for me to question the workings of her heart. I just had to accept that girls need to keep some things private.
あの日君に言おうとしてたこと保留になってたの
I slid the phone back to her. I was hoping you forgot it. I smiled wryly at the text on the screen, wondering if she really thought me so heartless. No one was listening, but still, it would have been embarrassing to speak the rest aloud. So this time, I typed it into the phone. What is he writing? I'm confused. I slid the phone back through the slot. I could sense her trembling outside my door. What did he write? Alright, bye. Thank you for watching. I could sense her trembling outside my door. I couldn't hear her or see her, but still, I knew. Saya was crying.
僕構わなかったんだよ
I love her so much. Of course Saya has to live forever being a horrible tentacle monster, not cute little Saya. Perhaps my words offered no comfort, spoken too late. Even so, I was ready. I had wanted to return to my old life, true, but I would have abandoned that wish for Saya. I know that I would have gone with her, hand in hand, as far as we could, even to the most forbidden of places. Saya, too, must have known that I was prepared, and because she knew, she stopped me from saying those words. If I had spoken that oath, there would have been no going back. Yeah, I figured it was something like that, but I can't bring myself to figure that out these days. We're sad because Saya. I'm sorry, I was a coward. No, Saya! Saya's such a sweet girl. Seeing the words on the screen, I shook my head.
君だけが悪いんじゃない
My microwave broke today.
迷いがなければ君だって勇気を出せたそうだろ
Yeah. I was afraid of you, of how you were changing because of me. What? What happened to me? Saiga couldn't bring herself to take everything from me, and I couldn't bring myself to give up everything for her. We were too weak to find
さやは
happiness.
これからどうするん
I'll keep searching for my dad. He'll know how to send me back to where I came from.
だ帰りたいと
Oh, she's so
さ
cute.
やは
A short time passed with no words or messages exchanged. Wonder how many times in that brief silence, yes and no changed places in her mind. Yeah. I'm glad you're not cheating on me with other streams. When the phone finally returned, the characters on the screen seemed strangely
そう
uncertain.
かお父さん見つかるといい
It's like telepathy with Saya. I'll do my best. The time had come for a parting. She had chosen her path and I had given my blessing. There was nothing more to be said.
もし気が変わったら僕はずっとここにいるから
I
い
will.
つでも来ていいから
Thank you. Goodbye, Fuminari. No, Saya. I read her final message and returned the phone to the other
Sayonara.
side.
さや
That's so sad. She gently slapped my door in response, and then I heard the sound of her sliding off down the hallway, and I was left alone in the silence of the night. Ever since that day, I have been waiting. Perhaps Saya really did return to where she came from. Perhaps she's still wandering today, looking for her father. Yeah, the other ending is probably just as bad. It must be hard. She must be lonely. It's nice he's in a mental hospital. Saya's lonely. When she can no longer stand being alone, she will surely return to me. I'm the only one who will comfort her and whisper sweet nothings in her ear. And so I wait. Dreaming of her face and her voice, I wait. Forever in my white world. Wow. I mean, there's worse endings. Okay. Is there any point to watching the credits, or should we just reload from the choice and see the other ending? Yeah, I mean, he didn't get eaten by a tentacle monster. He's fine. I think he'll get out of there. He should be able to get out of there. I think. Also, like, I feel like way worse things could have happened. I feel like way worse things happened in the other ending. Yeah. To live in Tentacle World for cute Molly, or to live in white hospital, mental hospital room forever. Alone. To be or not to be, that is the question. I don't think she's... well, she's not capable. She's not good enough. He's at the boundary of forbidden love. Yeah, I don't think Saya's powerful enough. Because, I mean, she could be powerful enough, but that's just not convenient for the plot. It just wouldn't be right if she was powerful to fix this situation. I wonder if there's any point to watching the credits go by, or if I should just skip forward. Exactly, the choice where you get to see the most Saya is best. I can't bear to make Saya sad. She's sad in that ending, ultimately, and that's what makes it a bad ending. Because how could you make Saya sad? Cute, adorable little Saya. She doesn't deserve to be sad. Saya deserves happiness. I mean, things that cute shouldn't be sad. That's why cute things exist. They exist so that we don't make them sad. That's what cuteness is. If only Saya had just been seen by everyone as the cute, adorable girl that she was. But here, she can be seen by everyone as the cute, adorable girl that she was. And not like a tentacle monster, horrifying thing. Oh yeah, because Sad Saya is just... it's hard making Saya sad. It breaks my heart to see Saya sad. Anyways, load. Let's, go back. Why are there 2 saves at that? Huh? Oh, whatever. Load. I don't need it! I just need you, Saya! I just need you! I don't need anyone else. On that terrible day when I first opened my eyes after the accident, what would my answer have been? When I think back on this many years from now, well, I wish that my answer today had been different. He could just ask Saya something else. It doesn't matter. Here at this moment, there is no doubt in my mind.
誰だった
I asked Saya, looking at the unidentifiable pieces of the
隣の
monster.
うちに住んでたおじさん
She's
名
okay.
前は知らないけど
I don't need anyone but Saya. It's
Sumi-san
just
ka.
Saya. Trade the entire world for Saya. He was hardly a stranger. We'd been neighbors for as long as I can remember. I'd go so far as to say we were on good terms before the accident. He was pretty awful. And now I've killed him with my own 2 hands. I haven't played Black Souls yet. Should I play it? I feel little. Mr. Suzumi, the kindly painter who lived next door, is but a distant memory. The pieces of meat around me belonged to a creature whose mere existence was nauseating. Only by killing the vermin could I find relief. He complained about my yard being filthy. The swine. It doesn't matter what Saya did. He wasn't worth keeping alive anyways. These are my honest feelings. My hands are wet with another man's blood, and yet I am utterly calm. Now I know what I lost in the accident. Saya says I can take it back, but I know that I cannot. It's gone forever, like the life of the man called Suzumi.
なさい
Everything's
病
ends
気を
of W.
医者には絶対できないことだったんだ
文則
人間にできないことを簡単にできるっていう君は
Saya looks away, her expression unreadable. Saya is better than human. Everything is monstrous and loathsome in my eyes. Everything but Saya. I thought that she was somehow unique. I was wrong. I see her just as I do everything else, as something other than what she really is. But why should that surprise me? Saya is a part of my world, just as I am a part of hers. That doesn't change what we are to each other. I stand over and walk toward Suzumi's dismembered
昔読んだ
corpse.
漫画でさ事故から生き返ったせいで
What? What?
世界が
Is this a
当たり前
real
に見える
manga?
ってとこの
Or is
話
this a plot device?
今の僕に
If that was real, that'd be like such a ripoff. I finally realized that even though the stench of these monsters' flesh turns my stomach, their blood and guts smell pretty good. In fact, I know this fragrance quite well.
その男の目には人間が石くれにだから男は人とは似ても似つかないロボットに恋をしてしまうんだ
And that doesn't sound that bad if he's seen robots as beautiful women. Not as bad as tentacle monsters. I retrieve the cleaver, pick up a piece of Suzumi's body, and start removing the skin and tendons. Ah, just as I thought. The stuff underneath is exactly the same as what Sai and I have been
まあ
eating.
これ食べちゃおうか
文則
ごめん今はそんな気分になれないよねでも死んじゃえば肉は肉だし捨てるのももったいないと思わないか
あなたはいいの
いいよあと隣の家に奥さんと娘さんがいるはずなんだ旦那がいなくなったら騒ぐかもしれないし
He's gonna eat them too!
こんな風であなたはいいの
Saya asks again, this time with a trace of fear in her voice. I guess I still haven't convinced her of my sincerity.
さっきの漫画の話だとね人でないものを愛した男は
Yeah, there's no way
最
this
後に
is
自分が
real.
人間であることをやめて
You change your diet to match hers.
ハッピーエンドだよ
文則
さえと一緒にいられるのなら僕はもう何もいらない何もかもこのままでいい
Tossing the knife and meat aside, I pull Saya into my arms once more.
言ってもいいよねさえ
Reminds you of a sibling game involving a common. I feel like Maybe I should play that someday. As Saya wipes away the tears flowing from her eyes, I can no longer see any hint of fear in her face.
あなたのこと後悔させたくないのになのに
We made Saya happy. I've sworn my oath, and Saya has accepted it. We have nothing to fear now. Saya will never need to cry
で
again.
も嬉しい私って身勝手だよね
Oh, Saya is such a selfless, adorable creature. No, Saya.
身勝手でいいよ。さやのわがままなら聞くよ。
Incest game stream. Filled with contentment, we exchange a smile and set to the task of cleaning the room. A single person produces a lot more meat than I expected. Speaking of which, I seem to remember doing something similar before.
あとの2人だけど多分
Oh,
お
that's
じさ
so
んが殺
horrible.
してる
そうか。そりゃ好都合だ。
After we finish here, we should go gather the meat from the sizzling house. That should be enough to hold us for a while, and we can use their refrigerator to store what won't fit in ours. It's all coming together. Saya and I will be just fine. Nobody's gonna go searching the house looking for them. Nobody's gonna notice that they're missing.
この写真知ってる
After we finish our labors and get into bed, I show Saya what I found in Olgai's house.
この1枚見覚えがあるよ確かにさやの知ってる場所
The photograph that Saya has selected is the one with the Tochige Prefecture address on the back.
これは家だよね。それと
A house?
人
Wow,
Yeah.
shocking. I mean, I guess he sees everything as flesh monsters, but
そう文則すごいね写真も見られるようになった
まあね。
at the outset of my ordeal, I had to depend entirely on my sense of distance to decipher what I saw. The houses in front of me, the mountains far behind them, the clouds high above. Only distance and scale told me what they were. Photographs and other flat images used to be nearly impossible to make out. Recently, however, I've gotten better at understanding what things are by their shape. I know what the mountains and sky look like, for instance, and I know how to tell them apart from the buildings. Each of the 3 pictures shows a similar scene. A lone house in the middle of a thick forest.
パパはね別荘だって言ってたここにいれば誰にも見つからないって
Judging by the address on the back of each photo, they are probably excellent places to hide from prying eyes. But why 3? The dates are pretty old, and it seems odd that they were all taken within a few days of each other. Maybe he was scouting properties looking for the perfect location for his hideaway. Saya only recognizes one of the houses, so that must be the one that Olgai picked. Checking the location on a road map of the Kanto area, I find that it's about 3 hours out of Tokyo by car.
お父さんがここにいる可能性は
The forest is still green. Do you think your father will be there?
電話してみたけど出なかったよ
でも最近に立ち寄ったことはあるかもしれないよね。
The way I see it, our only hope of finding Olgai is to follow whatever lead we have, no matter how small. The probability that his hideout will yield useful information may be low, but it's not 0.
明日にでも行ってみようかな、ここ。
Saya pouts. I wasn't expecting her to object.
でもここ遠いんでしょ
She's so cute.
行って調べて帰ってきても、まあ半日もあれば十分さ。
So
そ
lonely.
の間さやの留守番なの
He leaves every day to go to his university. So that's what it is. Slightly exasperated, I smile and rub Saya's
少
head.
しは我慢してくれよ。な。そやだってお父さ
I
ん
cut
の
her
見つ
some
けたいんだ。
slack. Do you know what just happened to her like an hour ago or something?
うん
After a brief silence, during which her expression is hard to decipher, Saya looks up to me
ね
and
え
says,
文則パパのことはもういいよ
え
That's the last thing I expected her to say.
でも君のお父さんだろ。心配じゃないのか。
いいの私にはもう文則がいるし パパって言っても本当の意味でのお父さんっていうわけじゃないの。さやのことを教育してくれたし、ある意味では愛してくれてたのかもしれないけど、でも文則の方が優しくて。
Asaya's words make me happy, but I also hear the loneliness in them.
本当に僕だけでもいい
We became Papa. Ooh, that's a weird complex for Saya to have, but alright.
うん。文則は嫌？
いやでも、そうだな。やっぱり大貝教授には会ってみたい。
Having finally figured out how to explain my feelings, I continue.
さやのことをもっとよく知りたいから、僕以外にさやのことを知ってる人がいるならぜひ会ってみたい。
そうなんだ。
I love that. Saya doesn't seem upset, but she does tilt her head quizzically, as though my thoughts are strange to
そ
her.
れに
Just, if you have daddy
やっぱり
issues,
明
just
日
replace your
この場所に
daddy.
行ってみよう。
Another plan has started to form in my head, one separate from the search for Dr. Ogai. If I find the doctor there, great. If I don't, well, I think I can find another use for his mountain retreat.
寂しいかもしれないけど、
She nods, then looks questioningly into my
やっ
eyes.
ぱり文則にはさ、家族とか友達とか
I was scared.
大勢いた方がいいの
What's
か
Saya
な？
gonna do?
そりゃその方が楽しいだろうね。
Oh, she's such a sweet girl. Hearing that Saya will start sulking, I
で
hurriedly
も
add,
勘違いしないでくれよ。たとえそういう人たちに囲まれて暮らしてたとしても、さやだけは
ありがとう。
giggling. Saya rubs her cheek against
さや
mine.
も文則が喜びそうなこと、文則のためだけに頑張るからね。
I'm scared. Something bad is going to happen. Today, all of Koichi's classes are in the morning. Honest, I mean, she's a good girl. She's a good girl. She means well. She means well. On his way to meet Yul for lunch after his final lecture, Koichi suddenly gets a call in the middle of the hallway. Without thinking, he reaches to his belt for his new camera phone, but curses when he realizes that the ringtone is coming from the old phone in his bag. He hasn't transferred his contacts lists yet, and calls still come to his old phone from people who don't know the new number. When he finally fishes the phone from his bag, the name he sees on the display sends a chill up his spine. Fuminori. Why now? What does he want? It's hard to be happy about a call from Fuminori after the incident at the Ogai house.
はい。
This is the good ending. We haven't made Saya sad, so surely it's good. The good ending is whenever Saya is happy.
あ
Of course, Fuminori would know that Koji is free on Thursday
相談が
afternoons.
ある。駐車場に来てくれないか。
あ、今すぐにか。
待ってる。
Fuminori hangs up without another word. What's gotten into him? What does he want? Koji wonders as he sticks his phone into his jacket pocket. The sudden change is disturbing after a week of Fuminori avoiding both Koji and Yo. Are there any good endings? No, not really. Maybe he's finally ready to talk, in which case Koji should probably consider this a good thing. However, he can't shake the feeling that something is wrong.
待たせたか。
いいや。
In the parking lot, Koji finds Fuminori leaning against the fender of Koji's car. Last time they met was in the darkness of an abandoned house. This is the first time in over a week that they've spoken face to face in the light. And perhaps that's why Koji senses something strange in Fuminori's expression. I think the previous ending was good. He was in a mental hospital, though, for the rest of his days. He's not sure what exactly, but something has changed.
前にも
He's
話したことある
smiling.
な。
That can't be good.
大貝っていう人についていろいろと調べない。
そうらしいな。
それがな、ここに来ていろいろと難しくなってきたんだ。やっぱり僕一人じゃ無理かもなって。
Fuminori seems more relaxed than before. He used to be tense all the time like he was terrified of something, but now his expression is calm. He's even wearing what resembles a sheepish
で
grin.、
お前にも手伝ってほしいんだ。
I'm scared. I'll do Katawa Shoujo sometime. But yeah, we need some happy vibes after this. Nevertheless, some instinct is telling Koji that Fuminori's changes are not for the better.
一体どう
Ah,
いう
so
こと
many
が起きました
endings. Saya becoming a real girl. Yeah, that would be the best ending. Why the sudden change of heart? Koji asks, keeping his expression neutral to conceal his
That's it.
suspicion.
お前も関心あるんだろコウジ
Fuminori responds coolly. His smile, unreadable as ever, offers no glimpse of his true motives.
お前も僕の後から大貝教授の僕とお前とでバラバラに探すなんて二度手間だよどうせなら
Why? Why does he sense malice, thick and viscous, lurking behind Fuminori's
とも
smile?
かく今日は足が必要なんだ車を出してくれないか
まあ構わんが
Fuminori's car was destroyed in the accident, so Koji isn't surprised that he needs to lift. Saya becoming your wife is the best ending. Koji unlocks his car and gestures for Fuminori to take the passenger seat, then gets behind the wheel and starts the engine.
どこに
栃木の北の方
Hmm.
那須高原の近所だな
栃木
Koji can't believe his
住
ears.
所はこれだこの建物を探してほしい
Fuminori says, handing Koji a photo with an address on the back. He seriously expects to be driven over 100 kilometers and back? Koji doesn't know whether to be angry or impressed.
今から出発すれば夕方頃には着く
We should get there by evening? Are they planning to spend the night? There's no way Saya would be
Wow.
happy with that.
そうかもしれんが
Koji sighs heavily, tapping the steering wheel as he calms himself down. Now that he's come this far, the only thing he can do is see his friend's craziness through to the end.
別荘か何かかこれは
多分そこに大貝教授もいるらしい
Koji isn't looking forward to meeting the owner of that creepy house, but he's even more uneasy about letting Fuminori go alone. I would not go with this guy. It looks like he just has to grin and bear it.
東京に戻るのは夜中かもな
悪いない
いさ
Koji drives out of the parking lot, leaving the rest of what he thought he'd had to say unspoken. Fuminori's smile seems wrong somehow, like a mask hiding his true face. Oh, a normal world. Yo finds herself sitting alone in the cafeteria, searching for a familiar face as her lunch cools on the table in front of her. Yeah, I mean, he's such a good friend. He's pretty normal. She was hoping to see Koji today, but he must have had other plans. They wouldn't be all that unusual. Normally, Omi and Fuminori would pick up the slack. What the car looks like from the guy's perspective, yeah. But Omi and Fuminori aren't here anymore. I keep saying Fujimori now. Yo puts down her chopsticks, her appetite ruined by the lack of company and by the anxiety eating at her. Omi is missing. Fuminori has turned on her and she has no idea why. If Koji were here, she could count on him to distract her with some idle conversation. Now that she's all by herself, Yo becomes keenly aware of how little tolerance she has for loneliness. She begins to feel paranoid, like the whole world is plotting to take from her everything that she cherishes. What's going on here? And where has Omi gone? Is Fuminori really unrelated to her disappearance? Or is he the key to this mystery, as Koji and Dr. Tambo suspect? Yo recalls the events of last Thursday. Alone and without an outlet for her pain after Fuminori verbally eviscerated her, Yo was lucky enough to run into Koji. Although he could hardly make her problem go away, his kindness was a comfort. At the same time, Omi was on her way to Fuminori's house, and she hasn't been heard from since. I wonder what happened to her. Yo has only been aware of Fuminori's connection to Omi's disappearance since yesterday, when Koji revealed the truth during their visit to the hospital. What if a new possibility occurs to her? A reason why Omi suddenly decided to visit Fuminori? What if it hadn't been a coincidence that Yo ran into Koji that day? And what if Koji and Omi had known what's transpired between her and Fuminori and had decided to act separately? Omi might have seen the confrontation in the courtyard. She might have been eavesdropping. It's not unthinkable. As the idea forms in her mind, Yo feels as though something is tearing apart her body from the inside. This only occurs to her now. It's only a possibility, but if it's true, then whatever happened to Omi is Yo's responsibility too, isn't it? Yo clutches her head, groaning in agony. The food on her tray is now cold. Not that she would have eaten it anyway. Despite her frustration and anxiety, Yo is unable to act on her own. She's never been good at adapting to challenges, and no one would ever call her proactive. She hasn't the slightest idea how to respond to this situation. If Omi were here, she would probably tell Yo to think positive and trust her instincts. Yo has always depended on her best friend's energy. Now that Omi is gone, Yo realizes just how weak and useless she is. She can only sink deeper and deeper into the abyss of self-loathing. The sudden ringing of her phone pulls her back from the brink of despair. It's a text message. There's no title, and the sender is
Omi.
Omi. Yo cries out in shock. The message itself is even more baffling. The beat car. If you want to know about Sakisaka Fuminori, come to his house alone. Tell no one. They do feel the way that they look, and they smell the way that they look. And they sound the way that they look. The message bears no trace of Omi's personality, but Yo can't deny that it was sent from her phone. She takes a deep breath to calm herself before typing a reply, making sure that the excitement doesn't cause her fingers to slip. Is that you, Omi? Where are you? Yo presses send. The screen shows that her message was received. Least suspicious text message, yeah. As she waits for a reply, her mind fills with questions. Is someone else using Omi's phone to text messages? If so, why to her? Something suddenly occurs to her. She and Omi have exchanged countless messages over the year, many of which contained the sort of embarrassing confessions that close girlfriends share. At times, when her feelings for Fuminori grew too strong to contain, Yo often put them into words for Omi to read. Hey, you want to send a dead body? Come along and check it out with me. It won't be you, I promise. Yeah, Saya's just a little silly. Just teensy bit silly. Did Omi put a password on her phone? Even if she had, the person who sent the message was obviously able to unlock it, which means that whoever it is has full access to her history. Do you want to know about Sakisaka Fuminori? Yo reads the strange message one more time. Whoever sent it must believe that Yo has an interest in Fuminori. The phone rings again, startling Yo, but she quickly recovers and looks at the screen. There's no title and the sender is still Omi. I'll tell you everything when we meet. Come alone. Tell no one. Least suspicious text message ever. It's not Omi. She would never try to scare Yo with such a mean-spirited prank. Anxiety has brought Yo almost to tears. Her mind isn't made to deal with this. Who is using Omi's phone and promising to reveal Fuminori's secrets? Who? Yo desperately wants advice from Koji, from anyone. She even starts to dial Koji's cell, but a sudden suspicion stops her. The sender might be somewhere nearby, watching her at this very moment. A cold chill runs down her spine as she looks furtively around the cafeteria. Come alone. Tell no one. The lifeless characters on the screen are like a knife against her throat. However, Yo clutches her phone and forces her heart to stop pounding. Isn't this cowardice exactly what she hates most about herself? This is not a good idea. Going there, not a good idea. Not a good idea. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that, Yo. There's a difference between cowardice and a basic common sense. Doesn't she want to do more than just sit and wait? Yo realizes that her hand is shaking. How easily would it be now to just give in to her cowardice, to convince herself that Omi and Fuminori are beyond her reach? This is what she truly wants, even if it means abandoning dignity and loyalty. She wants to flee from the unknown, but she also knows that even escape is beyond her. Yo understands herself well. She knows that no matter how far she runs, regret and self-loathing will consume her after everything else has fallen apart. Yep, yeah, sounds about right. In the end, Yo is unable to overcome her cowardice alone. She lacks both the willpower and the courage to run. The afternoon silence is somehow forbidding. A stink is in the air, the stink of garbage left out to rot. Even this perfectly normal residential neighborhood seems ominous to Yul in its current state. She feels like she's standing in the middle of a necropolis, as if everyone in the houses around her is dead. No, it's not my innate survival instinct. I'm just a coward. Yul pushes her fear aside and presses the buzzer on the Sakisaka house's front gate. Yeah, horror protagonist mindset. Fuminori wasn't in class today. Is he home? He couldn't have sent those awful messages, could he? She doesn't even want to consider the possibility, so she forces the unwelcome thought from her mind. There's no response from the intercom. Yoa doesn't know, of course, that Omi stood in the same spot 1 week ago, staring at the silent intercom with the same confusion that Yoa is experiencing now. She, however, is not forced to wait as Omi was. The phone in her pocket rings, catching her off guard. It's another text message from Omi's phone. Come in, the door is open. Yoa looks around quickly, a shiver running through her as she realizes that she's being watched. She's got the survival instincts of a dodo bird. Searching fearfully for her observer, Yoa spots movement out of the corner of her eye on the second floor of the Sakisaka house. A tightly drawn window curtain just flitted. The person who sent the messages is inside the house. Now, not only does Yoa realize that every other window has its storm shutters closed, no matter what happens inside, no one will ever know. Going alone might be the second stupidest decision in the game. The stupidest is walking into the slimy house. This time, she nearly gives in to the intense urge to flee, but the terror she feels towards her invisible watcher is stronger, and she will not permit herself to turn back upon the open window. She has nowhere to run. Sure, she has, like, right ahead of her, out of the house, to run. The attacker is on the second floor. The attacker is going to have to go way further and walk way further and into the bright light, into the human world, if the attacker wants to get Yul. Entirely on her. She should not go into that house. Yul bursts into tears, unable to take even a single step. The phone in her hand rings again, demanding that she enter. She steps through the gate. Yeah, I will go inside this creepy house and possibly get killed. What's the worst that could happen? When she enters the house, an overwhelming stench assaults her nostrils. The house is dark even though it's the middle of the day. She should have just walked away, man. Fuminori must be out, as the shoes are not in the vestibule. However, Yul catches sight of a different pair stuffed inside the shoe cupboard. Saya wears shoes? I mean, I guess it makes sense. She is Japanese. Surely she would wear shoes inside and then take them off inside. She could literally just walk away. Real sunk cost fallacy. And she has a phone. She could just call the police. They look familiar, so she pulls them out of the shadows for a closer look. As soon as she recognizes her, her mind tries desperately to deny reality. Oh, so they're Olmi's. They're identical to Olmi's favorite shoes. Yul has seen her wearing them many times before, but that doesn't mean that Omi is here. She tells herself they might belong to someone else. Someone who brought the same shoes from the same store. There's no way Omi could be here, is there? Honey shoes the cyanide to her 6. Maybe she needs like 16. With a sudden flash of clarity, Yul presses the most frequently used speed dial button on her phone in her tightly clenched fist. The phone dials Omi's number. It takes only a second for the signal to reach the nearest relay station, and then a familiar ringtone echoes through the house. It's coming from the second floor. Someone must still be up there in the room with the moving curtains. Omi's phone rings for just a few moments, and then it stops, as whomever is holding it realizes Yul's intentions. For the first time, Yul feels the definite presence of her formless guide.
誰ですか?
She gathers her courage and calls out into the house, but there's no response. Whoever it is must not want to be seen. Poor Saya, she's so shy. She doesn't even want to show her face as a monster and wants to turn everyone into a loving person who sees the world as flesh monsters just so that they can love Saya. Saya, the hungry caterpillar. Swallowing hard, Yul walks down the hallway to the staircase. Wow, this turned out to be a bad idea. Who could have seen it coming? Or maybe it's Oni. Maybe it's Fuminori. Surely it's just the two of them playing a prank on her. Koji might even be here with them. No. Yola's mind fills with comforting images of her friends. She needs to believe that there's still hope. Otherwise, why do you want to take another step? Leave this house. Leave this house. Otherwise, she could not take another step.
だよね。咲坂くんだよね。
As she climbs the stairs one at a time, Yola calls out in a voice choked with tears. When they see her sobbing, they'll probably laugh at her. Let them. It would be the happiest moment of her life. She just wants this torment to end. She tries to move faster, but her trembling legs will not let her. Again, leave the house! With each agonizing second that passes, she begs for release from this nightmare. Why is she still in the house? Why is she still walking through the house? After climbing for what seems like an eternity, Yola finds herself standing in the second-floor hallway. No sound greets her. There's only the gloom, brimming with silent malice. Yes, let's go upstairs in the scary house. That makes total sense.
おみちゃん。おみちゃん。
She shuffles forward, calling out in a weak voice.
出てきてよ。お願いだよ。こんなの。もうやだよ。
Yeah, horror characters do not act realistically. They have no sense. They have no survival instinct. They're just, oh, it's so stupid, man. The door in front of her is half open. It must lead to the room that overlooks the front gate. Yola watches helplessly from a corner of her mind as her body, seemingly to move of its own volition, slowly empties the door. It's like a Weiji having to clean a 6th-floor building filled with monsters, but he wants to do a proper job. This house smells like rotting flesh and my friend went missing here. Let's explore further. Wow. Look at the color vomit. Looks like an LSD trip. The room is empty. The damp, stinking air clings to Yola's skin. She's at her limit, unable to take a single step more. Her spirit has been utterly crushed. Perhaps this is the moment her tormentor was waiting for. Is that allowed on stream? I'm just gonna hope that that's allowed on stream, man. Something grabs Yola's arms from behind. Something's flexible and strong like slime-covered rubber. As the thing binds her limbs, finger-like. You don't ban me, please! You don't ban me! Hang on. Can I go into the config menu? Can I go into the config menu and fix this? Blur grotesque, dim grotesque, blur and dim grotesque CGs. Okay. I'll put Okay, we'll blur and dim grotesque CGs. And we'll apply. And we'll there. It didn't help, but I'm covering it now. I'll just read it out. Okay. As the thing binds her limbs, finger-like appendages tear roughly through the blouse and force the way inside. Yola screams at the top of her lungs, amazed that she still has the strength to do so. Responding to her distress, primal energy surges through her body as she flails wildly and breathes. I don't want to get banned. I feel like I gotta cut that out of the video. However, the grip of the thing behind her remains unbreakable. With escape impossible, Yola could only scream louder as something cold and wet slips under her brow and wraps herself around her breast. Her ears are filled with the sound of something slimy sliding over his skin. As the loathsome assault continues, the unimaginable terror threatens to drive Yul utterly mad. Her throat is already raw from screaming, and now she can't even breathe as she struggles desperately against her attacker. Suddenly, the thing pulls away. Yul falls to the ground, unable to support herself on her unresponsive legs. Dude, is it safe now? I'm gonna stay over the screen in case something like that happens again. The creature that grabbed her is still here, lurking in a dark corner of the room. I hope so. Hang on. I'll bring myself back. She can feel it watching her, but she can't bring herself to turn around. She knows that seeing it will likely destroy her last vestiges of insanity. From close by close comes the beat of buttons being pressed. The steam patch is not sane. Yul hears a cheerful electronic sound terribly out of place in this room, and sees the phone in her hand blink coldly. A new text message has arrived. She's powerless to stop herself from reading the characters on the screen. Someone's jealous. You're pretty and your breasts are so big and soft. I bet they're good for attractive males. I can't believe I could even read that. Now she has an answer. The messages from Omi's phone were sent by the thing that just mauled her breasts. Yul curls up in a tiny sobbing ball, unable to raise her voice or even move. The creature makes a burbling sound. Yul somehow understands that it's laughing at her. That must be how you tempted Fuminori. She's just a yandere. Can you really blame her? She's just a yandere. You tried to steal him from me, didn't you? Thief! Vlad is just his sight. You must recognize that you are better. You are better than him. You are no competition. She's no competition for you, Saya. You don't need to worry about her. Something cold seizes Yul's ankles and travels slowly up her legs until it's covered her entire lower body. Some primal female instinct tells her exactly what's going to happen. She will be raped, powerless to resist a fate worse than death. Oh, Saya got ruined by that guy. Man. She pleads feebly, even though there was no hope that the inhuman creature will be merciful. She hears its bubbling laughter again. The thing is enjoying her sorrow, her despair. Yul no longer has the strength to resist the monster on top of her. She's only able to shrivel in revulsion as the cold, slimy thing covers her body. Her sight grows dim as her mind sinks deeper and deeper into black, swamp-like abyss. A weight pushes itself between her legs, but it seems so far away. Steam Patch, save me from the horrifying rape scenes. Save me from getting my channel banned. I won't kill you. Though her mind is barely functioning, Yul hears a voice whisper to her inside her head. It's a girl's voice, sweet and sinister, with the cruel innocence of a child gleefully plucking the wings from butterflies. Yeah. I don't know why Saya would do it after it happened to her. Literally, she's just continuing the cycle. Don't be vengeful, Saya. You know how bad it was for you. Don't do it to other people. Even if she's like, a hussy stealing your boyfriend. Instead, I'll let you share in her happiness. Rejoice, Yul. We'll love you to death. And the soft voice is a stark contrast to the unyielding strength that drives irresistibly into Yul's heart. The pain is sharp and savage, greater than anything she's ever felt before. It should be unbearable, but there's no longer enough of Yul's mind left to recognize it as pain. While she stares blankly at the thing slithering deeper and deeper into her body. An idle thought floats through her fading consciousness. I've still Never been kissed, have I? True femcel there. It's begun to snow by the time they passed Utsunomiya on the Tohoku Expressway.
下が雪道になってなきゃいいな。
In the passenger seat, Fuminori is gazing out of the frosted window in silence. He's been in this trance-like state for almost an hour now. Taking advantage of his inattention, Koji stares unabashedly at Fuminori from the corner of his eye. He still doesn't understand the danger signals he's been getting from the man. Fuminori has stopped avoiding Koji, and he's even looking him in the eye when he talks. So why does he seem even more distant now than he did then when he was trying to push his friends away? Fuminori's posture is noticeably relaxed, but his gaze never wavers, not even for a moment. It's as though he's focused on a clearly defined future that he's chosen to bring about, one that has no place for the needs or wants of others. Right now, of course, Fuminori is complete. Koji cannot help but feel that beneath his bland exterior is a core of solid steel that nobody can touch.
オウミ、
Yeah, Yul is completely gone. Poor Yul. She didn't deserve it. Koji says suddenly, trying to gauge Fuminori's
いなくなって
reaction.
今日で1週間になる。
そう
Fuminori responds curtly, still staring into the
心配
distance.
だね。どうしたんだろう。
Does he even know that it was only that he ate? Fuminori's tone is completely emotionless. Koji might as well have asked him about the weather or the condition of the mountain roads near their
もう
destination.
一度聞くが、お前何か思い当たる節はないか？
I mean, he's probably figured it out
いや、全然。
by now. And Fuminori answers in exactly the same tone that he used when Koji first questioned him following Omi's disappearance.
まるで気にかけてないみたいだな。
そんなことないさ。
Finally, Fuminori shows some emotion. He sounds hurt, like he can't believe that Koji would think such
彼
a
女
thing.
は僕の家に来る途中でいなくなったんだろう。もちろん僕だって心配だよ。
Sudden frustration wells up inside Koji. If possible, he'd like nothing more than to beat the secrets out of Fuminori's head. Koji's worried sick about Omi. To have his concern brushed off so coldly would be unbearable coming from a complete stranger, but from Fuminori, his best friend, it's... Fuminori never used to be this callous. Even if Koji tried to interrogate him, he'd probably never find out what had changed him so. If Fuminori were still hiding inside the shell he'd erected around himself after the accident, Koji might have been able to get some answers out of him. With the sly, evasive Fuminori, however, there's nothing Koji can do. Fuminori will never reveal his true intentions. Not to anyone. To Saya? Will he do it to Saya? All that's left then is for Koji to discover the truth on his own.
オウミはな、筑波のことでお前に話があったんだ。
Fuminori smiles bitterly at the mention of Tsukaba's name, perhaps feeling sympathy for her pain. To Koji, however, it seems like pity, the sort one directs at an ant or a worm.
筑波さんか。参ったね。まあ、あんなことがあった後だからさ。
You told her not to talk to you! Unbelievable. If Fuminori's feelings for Yul were really this cold, then he would have rejected her when she first confessed to him. But he didn't. Or at least the Fuminori before the accident didn't. Once again, Koji can't help but wonder if the man who looks at his friend is really a different person, who only possesses the memories of Sakasaka Fuminori. Has he even proven that he possesses the memories of Fuminori? Like, this guy has been avoiding everything that you talked to him. The snow has stopped falling when they get off of West Nuts Flats interchange. The area must be getting a lot of snow, however, as the nearby mountains are covered in white beneath the trees. Seems kind of ominous, but okay. By the time they turn off the highway, and enter the mountains, road conditions are already bad enough for Koji to regret having forgotten the tire change. Nevertheless, he continues to power his car up the precarious slopes with only a road map to guide him. There was this one time I was driving through some road like in New Zealand. I went to New Zealand and I was driving on this road, and suddenly this thing that this map said was a major highway, it suddenly turned, like, there was this sign and it was like road open. And that was weird enough, but I continued onto the road because the map said it was a major highway, remember? And so we continued onward. And then suddenly the lane disappeared and it became one lane. And then we went on a cliff and then there was no barrier. And then suddenly there was this really, really tiny road that had like maybe a foot of room from this side of the cliff onto the single laned road. And then another foot right off of the side of the cliff, and then it was winding sharply with a speed limit of 80 kilometers an hour. And then right in the middle, there was an animal sanctuary that apparently had like buses on the promotional images showing that you could take like school kids on a bus trip there. And I have no idea how a bus could go through those roads. That was like a crazy road. Anyways, never trust a road map. In places like this, an address isn't enough to pinpoint a location. His only choice is to drive down every road, including private roads that aren't even on the map, while searching for something that matches the photograph. Roads in New Zealand are crazy. Who would buy a home in a place like this?
人目につかないところだからこそ、大前教授は気に入ったはずなんだ。
The more he hears about Olgai, the less Koji wants to meet him. Fuminori is the one who spots the narrow road half hidden to the tires. In the trees, it's practically an animal trail, overgrown with weeds that are tall and strong enough to withstand the weight of snow. Cars in Japan are really, really tiny. Makes sense that it could be like basically a trail. Is this really a road? Koji stops the car and sticks his head out of the window to stare into the dark forest, but he can't see where the path leads through the tightly packed trees.
写真だとどう見える？
Fuminori hands Koji the photo, which he compares to the mountain ridges visible beyond the trees.
行ってみよう。
Fuminori's tone is as flat as always, but there's a quiet intensity in his voice that leaves no room for argument. They can practice the haka each time they almost fall off. Although Koji is worried that his car's suspension won't be able to handle the terrain, there's no turning back now. He shifts into second gear and starts down the frozen road. Those are some ominous looking clouds. The sun sets early at the high altitude. As the car creeps up the mountain path, Koji catches glimpses through the trees of the gradually darkening sky. The forest is completely still, with no sound save for the rumble of the car's engine and the crackle of snow and brush beneath its tires. Fuminori is once again staring silently through the front window. In this ominous silence, Koji feels the same slight chill he felt when standing before Olgai's suburban home. It feels wrong, as though he's traveling deeper and deeper into a world not his own. After some time, a blocky shape suddenly appears amid the trees, standing out against the twilight sky. A house! That's a really ominous sound effect for like seeing some random house. And it looks like I guess it's like the creepy kind of cabin in the woods that people always get killed in horror movies, but let's just ignore that for now, won't we? Yeah, they're very cute. Koji turns off his engine and compares the structure in front of him to the picture in his hand. A perfect match. Before he can tell Fuminori, however, his friend is already out of the car. Murder house. And realizing that it's pointless to call out to him, Koji shakes his head, grabs the flashlight from the glove department, and follows Fuminori across the snow-covered yard. Imagine whenever you looked at your house, you heard a sound effect like that. That'd be so funny. The photo must not have been taken recently, as the old run-down cabin before them has clearly been left to the mercy of the elements for some time. The front door appears to be locked, but Fuminori kicks it down without a second thought. Koji just watches, knowing that nothing he could say now would matter. That's ominous. That music. Wow. All of the windows are shut with heavy curtains, and the gloom inside is thick and stifling. Stifling. Fuminori turns on his own flashlight and starts rummaging through the cabin without regard for its owner's privacy. Koji is reluctant to do the same, but it's obvious that this mountain retreat has been abandoned for some time, just like the house in Tokyo. There's no point being considerate now. He goes to search a different room. Insert boomer wife joke. Soon after entering the cabin, however, he realizes that their search is meaningless. There's nothing inside but the bare necessities of life. Some rooms are completely empty, save for a thick layer of dust in the floor. And the horror movie would go, "Oh no, the snow is too thick outside. We must stay the night in this creepy house." Of what few pieces of furniture are present, more than half appear to have never been used. There's an empty chest of drawers without a single scratch or handprint, but bearing the telltale signs of mold and moisture damage. Oh, so it's my house. The condition of the cabin is eerie, though in a different way than the filthiness of the house in the city. It's like someone put together a mock-up of a home and then left it to decay. The only signs that anyone had ever lived here are found in the toilet, the bath, the kitchen, and the bedroom. It appears that the cabin was never used for anything but eating and sleeping. Beneath the darkened sky, the snow itself seems to glow with a cold, white light. The scene is like something out of a fairy tale, but to Koji it only serves as an unpleasant reminder that he stepped outside the reality that he knows, and then they'd have to snuggle up next to each other by the fire to stay warm. Next to the front porch is a plain wooden door, half buried in the ground. It's locked, of course, but Koji sees no reason for restraint after what Fuminori did to the front door. Or a thunderstorm you could easily drive through, but no, let's stay at the haunted cabin for the night. Surely nothing could go wrong. Right! The door offers surprisingly little resistance to Koji's heavy kick, breaking open to reveal a set of concrete stairs leading down into a pitch-black basement. Koji would prepare to leave such a forbidding place to Fuminori, but it's not like he can just ask him to take his place. He descends into the chilly darkness, the beam of his flashlight leading the way. And there turns out to be nothing in the basement but a storage room and a boiler. Exactly what one would expect to find in an isolated mountain cabin. YouTube shadow banned me? Is it from the Hitler? Or is it... Is it from saying weird things on the Saya stream? Is it because I spammed accounts? I feel like I've done a lot of things to get shadow banned by YouTube. A lot of things to get actually banned by YouTube, too. The few packages of preserved food sitting on the shelves have long since passed their expiration dates, and the boiler doesn't appear to have been used in years. Talia's shadow ban. How could that happen? Oh, this is why I should never be let into a corpo. I would destroy the corpo and get everyone shadow banned. Koji guesses that Old Guy's mountain home has been abandoned longer than the house in Tokyo. Was Fuminori simply mistaken when he said that Old Guy might be here? Or was he lying from the beginning? Oh, but I don't want to be banned. I don't want to be banned. Not sure what to do next, Koji goes back up the stairs and walks around the outside of the cabin, and there he finds the backyard. Yeah. Even if as long as I stay active on Twitter and tell everybody to come, I'll at least get like 20 viewers, so it's fine. We may never be able to hit the subscriber requirements for monetization, but we'll get to the watch hours. Because only with a couple of people, even with just a couple of people, I can hit it. As long as I have my loyal black shirts to watch me. Not sure what to do next. Koji goes back up the stairs and walks around the outside of the cabin. And there he finds the backyard. It's in much worse condition than the front yard, having been mostly reclaimed by the forest. What? YouTube stopped even sending you notifications on my streams? I thought that there were lower view counts for these streams. That must be why. Having been mostly reclaimed by the forest, it must have been neglected even when the cabin was still in use. The remnants of a woodshed lie in the yard, mushrooms growing on it, speaking to how much time passed since its collapse. Next to the rotten logs, however, stands a circle of stone that has not yet succumbed to the elements. Is it like a fire pit? Oh, no, it's a well. I thought it was a well when I first saw it, but I thought you wouldn't describe a well as a circle of stones. This shadow van only gives me a shadow army. Black shirts with black hearts. Real. That's so cruel. So they shadow banned me. I guess that's what I get for mentioning Hitler a million times. Oh, that's not fair. Okay, you guys gotta make sure you don't rely on notifications. Follow me on Twitter, and I will tell you right before the stream. So as long as Elon doesn't shadow ban me, you won't miss my streams. Also, you must obsessively check my YouTube page every few minutes and set timers on your phones for my streams. The well has no bucket or pulley, and when Koji peers carefully into it, he sees that the water is no longer flowing. It's probably less than 10 meters deep, depending on how much mud is piled up inside. Koji's search of the cabin has revealed nothing of interest, inside or out. Leaning against the edge of the well, Koji wonders why Olgai bought this remote home deep in the mountains and what he was doing here. As far as Koji can tell, there's no signs that more than one person ever stayed here. Exactly, I won't let any of you miss the stream. You guys better pay attention to me. No missing streams. No missing streams, or else bad things might happen to you. It's far. Fuminori's words play back in. Maybe it's because I keep threatening my viewers. Maybe that's why I'm shadow banned. Yeah, I can search and find myself. In fact, it's becoming more and more easy to search and find myself. Exactly. You guys are so loyal. You'll never miss my streams no matter what YouTube does, as long as they don't actually ban me. Fuminori's words play back in Koji's head. Could this have been some sort of secret refuge, a place to remain hidden from the world? That would explain why there's nothing to suggest that whoever lived here did anything more than eat and sleep. Yeah, it shows all of my channels when I search. The 3 ones, the 2 that I forgot. Koji suddenly remembers the doctor he met yesterday at T University. Maybe she'd know something. Thank you all for watching, and thank you all for paying attention to everything, even if YouTube shadow bans me. He takes out his phone and calls up the number. There's barely a single, but it manages to get through. That's creepy. Can you believe it? Koji's hopes are soon dashed, however, when his call goes straight to Dr. Tomble's voicemail. He considers calling back later, but realizes that it would be hard to talk to her with Fuminori around. Fuminori would not be at all pleased to learn that Koji and Yo had gone to see his doctor. Koji decides he better tell the doctor what he can while he's still alone.
どうも、殿浩二です。昨日はお世話になりました。
Something bad is going to happen, surely, given the, the red. The red hasn't even shown up in, like, the ominous, can't say it scene. I should be more careful of what I say on stream since I'm already shadow banned. It's, like, been a month, and I'm already shadow banned. Ah, I should be your favorite streamer, no matter how many streamers you watch. Koji leaves a clear and concise message, explaining that he went with Fuminori to Olgai's mountain retreat, giving the address and asking for confirmation that the property belongs to Olgai.
東京に戻ったらまたこちらから連絡します。では。
And then Fuminori appears right behind him going, oh, who are you talking to? And then he gets murdered. After hanging up, Koji thinks back to their visit to the hospital. Is Dr. Tombo actually investigating like she said she would? Her reluctance to speak of Dr. Olgai is weighing on his mind. He talked to Yola about it on the way home, but they were unable to decide whether the doctor could really be trusted. And speaking of which, how is Yola doing? I hear creepy sounds in my house. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. I hear creepy sounds in my own house. God, hang on. Let's stay quiet for a minute so that the creepy serial killer doesn't find me. Or rather, so that nobody else in my house realizes that I'm streaming. Shh. Intermission. This is a brief intermission. Okay, I'm back. I'll be back. I should be quiet though. It's creepy to hear like sounds outside when something creepy happens in a horror game. I'm hearing them again. I'm hearing them again. I'm hearing them again. Can you hear me when I whisper? I'm hearing them again. It's so creepy. But it's not, I don't think it's coming from my mom's room. It's coming from outside. It's coming from outside. Hello, Saya. Hi, Saya. Saya, I love you even if you're like a tentacle monster. I love you even if you're a tentacle monster, Saya. It's like, I think it might be the trains. I think it's like train sounds, but I can't hear because I'm wearing headphones. Not the bats, not the bats. Oh no, I hate the bats. I hate the bats. I would not love Saya if she was a bat. I would not. I hate the bats so much. No, not creepy things. Feels like it's coming from my porch. Or from like the roof. It's coming from above me. I think. Saya came for me. I love Saya so much that she appeared. The creepypasta. You read Saya Luta, and then the end. Saya appears. She's mad at you for choosing the previous ending where you make her sad before you went to the quote-unquote good endings. I hope I'm still audible even when I whisper. I hope so. I think the voice levels look fine, but I'm trying. But no, it only appears when I go back to do something and like go, oh no, it's fine. We'll just get back to stuff. I can't hear anything right now, but I feel like if I go back to it, it'll come back. And we're looking at a well. Speaking of which, how is Yo doing? Koji hasn't seen her today. He didn't say a word to her about his trip to Tochigi. She might be worried, especially so soon after Omi's disappearance. Thinking to check up on her, Koji dials Yo's number and is surprised when it rings longer than it usually does. Did she forget her phone somewhere? Just as he's about to give up, the call connects. I heard it again. The first thing Koji hears is a strange sound. It's not signal interference, but some kind of wet, distorted noise, like the voiceless groans or perhaps sobs of someone far away. I think the view count for this stream is also like way lower than usual. No, that's exactly what they are. The person on the other side is crying.
Tsukubaなのか?
There's a response, but is it really Tsukuba's voice? It's too twisted with agony for Koji to tell. Panic surges through Koji as he realizes that something is terribly wrong. The line between reality and gaming is becoming distorted. Eldritch activity. We all got eaten by Saya.
つくばなのか? 今どこなんだ?
After a short period of nothing but pained words, words start coming from his finger one by one, as the each takes an act of will. She's turning into a monster, into a flesh monster.
おい、つくば、大丈夫か?
Oh, is Saya turning her into a flesh monster so that Fuminori can have his friends back? Because if they're actually flesh monsters, he'll see them as his normal friends in real life. That's so kind of her. Truly, Saya is a good girl. You must be delirious. Because Koji can't understand the things she's saying. Her gasps and wheezes, however, are enough to tell him that she's in unimaginable pain. She's not making any sense. Koji feels despair, sees his heart in a gnawing grasp. What's happening to Yui now? 100 kilometers away. Only her voice gives any hint of what she's going through. There's nothing they can do for her.
助けて。トモック。
警察を呼べ。助けを呼ぶんだ。
She deserved it for going in that house, to be honest. Yua suddenly breaks into a violent hacking cough as if though trying to expel something filling his throat.
つくば。
Well, she's surrounding then you probably can't help her. Even the police probably can help her. Reggie screams into the phone, his reaction overwhelmed by unimaginable horror, which is why he's unable to react when the phone is suddenly knocked from his hand. And also why he didn't realize Fuminori's sneaking up on him until it was too late. See? I called it! I obviously called it! Fuminori seizes Koji's lower jaw with his right hand, cutting off Koji's angry shout. Koji can hardly believe the strength of the smaller man's grip. Everyone will become meat. Ugh. His biggest mistake was leaning back against the well. There's nothing to grab onto as Fuminori pushes him backwards over the edge. He can only flail his arms vainly against the air. Is it? I hear the noise again. I hear the noise again. It's scaring me. Koji soon loses his balance entirely. He feels a terrifying weightlessness as the world spins before his eyes. Before he can realize what has happened, his back strikes something with tremendous force. He thrashes wildly as cold, dirty water fills his mouth and freezes him to his core. Only when his fingers find the wall of the well is he able to regain his sense of direction and right himself. It's above me, though. The kangaroos shouldn't be above me. That would be really, really weird. As he hands and knees in the mud, Koji vomits filthy water out of his lungs. He tries to shout, but comes out as a hoarse groan, distorted by the echo in the cramped space. Fuminori's laughter, on the other hand, is as clear as a bell.
電話中に邪魔して悪かったね。ほら、返す。
Fuminori tosses Koji's phone into the well. Koji catches it just before it hits him in his face. Bat Roo hybrids. The true Australian horror, they can even give you bat rabies. Fun fact, Australia doesn't have rabies, but do you know what it does have? It has bat rabies, and bat rabies is actually more deadly than normal rabies. Fun fact. More people die of Australian bat rabies than they do of real rabies. At least by population size. Wombat. Fuminori tosses Koji's phone into the well. Koji catches it just before it hits him in his face, but finds that the battery pack has been removed, rendering it useless.
何のつもりだ、貴様。
This is no joke. It's a miracle that Koji is uninjured. He could have easily broken his neck. And just because he's not hurt doesn't mean that he's safe. Archie feels around the inside of the well, searching for something to hold on to with a mud-covered stone offers no purchase. It's obvious that he won't be able to get out without help.
落ちた拍子に死んでればまだ苦しまずに済んだぞ。コウジ、君
お前、おい、まさか。
Can you tell this place has once a female colony? Wait, have I mentioned it twice? Koji starts to say, but trails off as the pieces finally come together in his head. Today's sudden change in Fuminori's attitude, the smile that always seems malevolent. Fuminori hadn't been smiling at Koji, but at the thought of his friend's death. He can't wrap his head around this turn of events. Why would Fuminori try to kill him? Surely Fuminori had wanted Koji to stay out of his business. It was like only a motive for murder.
別段今すぐ殺す必要なんてなかったんだけどね。せっかく人目につかないところまで出かけるならついでにってお前そんな理由で俺を。お前死ぬのに理由が欲しいの。
Fuminori replies coldly. He sounds truly amazed that Koji would ask such a thing.
何様のつもりだコウジ。人は何の理由もなく死ぬんだよ。
Oh, bye,
僕の両
bye.
親がそうだったし
Have a nice dinner.
僕も危うくそうなりかけた。
むちゃくちゃだ。
そんなに理由が欲しいなら一人でじっくり考えなよ。そこでなら時間はたっぷり
Fuminori
あるだろう。
disappears from view, leaving Koji alone in the darkness with nothing to connect him to the outside world.
海のり、おい、海のり。
Koji shouts at the top of his lungs, knowing beyond a doubt that if Fuminori leaves, all hope of rescue will vanish with him. No one will ever hear him calling for help from the bottom of this mountain well.
筑波が大変なんだ。おい、海のり、聞いてくれ。ここから出してくれ。
Bye. In his desperation, Koji no longer comprehends the futility of begging for mercy. No god or devil will answer him. His only hope is that Fuminori will have a change of heart. Praying for a miracle, he keeps calling Fuminori's name. Cursed timeline. The other ending might honestly be better. But breaking Saya's heart. How could I do that? Eventually, Saya's happiness is the most important part. Eventually, the sky grows as dark as the bottom of the well. Koji can no longer make out the edge of the opening, and he's long since lost track of how many hours he's been screaming. Well, maybe it's just too slippery. Nevertheless, he continues to scream, for all he knows that the despair the silence brings will kill him. I feel great. The same feeling that you get when the last piece of a difficult puzzle slides smoothly into place. I've killed the man, and no one will ever know. It's a long way back to civilization, but neither the cold nor exhaustion can ruin my good mood as I walk alone down the snow-covered mountain road. I was tempted to use Koji's car, but that would have introduced a flaw into the plan. I don't want anyone to connect me to his disappearance. But it's 100 kilometers! How's he gonna walk 100 kilometers? The plan formed in my mind the moment I realized how remote the location was. Even if I couldn't find anything to lead me to Dr. Okai, his absence would at least prove that the cabin had been utterly abandoned, in which case it would be the perfect spot to take care of a problem. I knew that coming all the way out to Tochigi wouldn't be a waste of time. I didn't even need to use the meat cleaver hidden underneath my jacket. A dry well. It's like fate itself provided me with the perfect setting. That idiot didn't even realize the danger he was in, and his phone call distracted him enough for me to take him by surprise. I wonder if the spread of rot will make Fuminori view the monsters of the world the same way he views Saya. Yeah, interesting. Now one of the two people whose questions might have caused trouble for me and Saya has vanished from the face of the earth. All that's left is to eliminate the other. Squayo. I mustn't underestimate her just because she's less aggressive than Koji. Even she should be able to see a connection between the disappearances of her two friends. I suppose I should be thankful that it was Yoto whom Koji was talking to on the phone. If he'd reported our location to a third party, I'd have to track down and eliminate that person too. I'm a little worried about what they were discussing, but judging by how Koji was screaming into the phone, they probably weren't just exchanging detailed information. Either way, I'd better get rid of Yo as soon as possible. I think Saya's taking care of that man. After walking all night long, I finally reached the Nusflat station, just as the trains started running. Flesh train. It only takes an hour to get back to Tokyo on the Limited Express. It's not enough time to rest, but I'm too wound up for that matter. Besides, I don't want to waste any time thinking up a way to kill Yul. Using the cabin again would be too dangerous, and I'm not sure how I'd get her out here in the first place. I just exploded in her face the other day. I doubt she'll be as quick to trust me as Koji was, which means it'll be difficult to get her alone. So messed up, man. I could ask Saya for her opinion, but even I have some pride. I want to show her that I'm a man who can take care of business. Unfortunately, I'm unable to come up with anything before I get home. I suppose I should just be proud of having dealt with Koji, the immediate threat. In search of Dr. Olgai's cabin was a bust, with no trace of him having been here, but I see no reason to be frustrated. Saya isn't all that concerned for the doctor's whereabouts, so looking for him is just something to satisfy my own curiosity.
Tadaima.
It's morning, half a day later than I normally get home, and the sound of Saya running down the stairs tells me just how impatient she was for my return. It makes me feel warm inside.
Okaeri, Fuminori!
Saya! I missed her so much! I love her! Saya! She throws her arms around my neck, her smile at least 20% brighter than usual.
遅くなってごめんな。いろいろ。
私の方ももうちょっとで準備が終わるとか。
準備？
Saya responds to my confusion with a mischievous smile.
ふみのりをね、びっくりさせる準
Oh,
備。
she's so cute!
どういう？
I love her so much,
ま
Saya!
だ内緒。それよりふみのり疲れてるでしょ。お
Who
腹
takes
空
a
いて
bath
る？
before
それ
eating?
ともお風呂？
I don't realize how hungry I am until Saya mentions it. I worked all night without a bite to eat, and now my stomach's emptiness becomes painfully clear. However, I can't sit down to a leisurely meal while covered in dirt and sweat up the road. Oh, I get it. Ooh, you missed some murder. You missed murder. Prepared a meal for you. It's a rotting corpse. I suppose that's why you would bathe before you eat. Mischievous Saya needs
軽く
correction.
何か口に入れて、それから風呂に入りたいん
So
だ。
cute.
あと、
そう言うと思って沸かしてあるよ、お風呂。
Oh,
一
Saya.
晩中外にいたんだもんね。
ああ。
How did she know exactly when he'd return? Wouldn't the bath be cold? I'm amazed by Saya's foresight. She's always ready to give me what I want before I want it. Oh, I guess she like reads minds or whatever. I don't know. It's Saya.
大変だったんだ。
No, her smile was precious. While soaking in the bath together, I tell Saya about my adventure.
殺すのは思った以上に楽だったんだよ。だから帰り道がね。
The heat of the bath is soothing, as is the sensation of Saya leaning back against my chest as she massages the fatigue out of my stiff leg muscles. Need a Saya. I need a Saya. Ah, I'm home. Contentment fills me. I don't even need to sleep to relieve my exhaustion. Is there like paint on the bath? That's kind of insane to like paint a bathtub. Just like the living room and bedroom, the bathroom is he really painted the bathtub and then filled it with water. He painted a bathtub. The bathroom is painted in the colors that Saya and I find pleasing. Are they really the colors that Saya finds pleasing? We've left the entrance and the hallway untouched, just in case someone should see inside. So these 3 rooms are the only places I can relax in my own home.
この季節でも山の寒さは尋常じゃないね。
Yeah,
薄着で
Saya
行ったのは
deserves
つくづ
head
く失敗だっ
pads.
た。
I got a head powder without her consent.
夜中あたりを投資するんじゃないかってヒヤヒヤしたよ。
そのコージって人の服も取り上げて重ね着してくればよかったのに。
Sweet Saya can't understand.
おいおい、コージは井戸に落としたんだってば。着てた服も井戸の底だよ。
The fact that he's just treating this all like it's normal is hilarious.
そうか。
I mean, the fact that Saya's doing it is understandable because it's Saya. Remember, she's an Ultra Core, but this guy, this is just a normal human being. Saya laughs and sticks her tongue out
で、
bashfully.
あと心配なのがつくばよって女の人。
I don't think it's addressed whether Saya sees the world the same as Fumio. I assume Saya sees the world normally, because she doesn't want anyone to see her as the horrific monster that she is. And there's also no reason for Saya to really see the world like Fuminori is it. So I think she just sees the world normally, the same way that everyone does, or else she wouldn't be embarrassed of being like a tentacle monster, of being seen as a tentacle monster. Would she?
コージが消えたのと僕のことを結びつけて考えそうなのはそいつ一人だけだからね。
Saya glances over at me. Saya glances at me over her shoulder like she knows something that I don't.
その人の殺し方、もう文則は考え
Saya
た
already
の？
took care of it. Just trust in Saya. Then again, he should do some work around the house too. Isn't he a man? Saya shouldn't be doing everything for him.
それが
That would be so pathetic.
いろいろ
Oh,
と
she's
考
so
えて
cute. Didn't he just say that he was gonna be a man and not ask Saya about it? Oh, hail Saya.
まあ聞かせといて。
She says, grinning with unusual confidence.
さやはね、文則が想像もつかない。
Cute.
そうか。
さーてと、もういい加減仕上がってる頃だし。
Oh, she's so happy. I love her. Saya's voice is full of anticipation. She rises from the
で
bath.
よ、文則。見てほしいものがあるんだ。目をつぶって。私がいいって言うまで開いちゃダメ。
うん。
I have no idea what's going on, but I do as Saya says and close my eyes. She takes my hand and leads me up the stairs. As I wonder what she has in store for me, the sound of crying reaches my ears. I stiffen.
さや、上に何かいるんじゃ。
目を開けちゃダメ。
Oh, this is so cute. She admonishes me and then strokes my arm soothingly.
危ないものじゃないから安心
Surprises
して。
the whole.
ああ。
Little by little, the crying grows louder. I can hear the misery and pain in every choked sob. Okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. Just so that nothing weird shows up on screen. At first, I'm amazed that Saya would let someone in her house after what happened 2 days ago. But then I realize that something is strange. Isn't Saya the only one whose voice can carry such clear emotion to me? Although my eyes are still closed when Saya leads me into the bedroom, my ears tell me that there's someone only a few feet away. And yet, I smell none of the normal human body odor that normally turns my stomach.
さあ、ご対面。文則、目を開けて。
Oh, but I don't wanna block Saya lines. Okay. What? Not that. Wrong thing. Okay. Also wrong thing. Hard to like click the right thing in OBS. Okay. I'll make myself super big like I did in that. Okay. How's this? Wait. I'll make myself bigger. Hi everybody. I take up the whole screen now. It's all my screen real estate. Okay. I open my eyes and am struck dumb with what I see. And this is fine. Oh, then again, she is naked. Oh well. Sukuyo is curled up on the floor, with not a scrap of clothing to cover her shivering body. When I first lay eyes upon her naked flesh, I'm entranced by the sensuality of her generous proportions, far more mature than I would have expected from her usual pure and innocent appearance. Wait, forget about that. Why is she in my bedroom, naked? Is this gonna get needle weird? I don't approve of that. I don't approve of that. I don't like that. Ah. Moreover, why is she?
どうふみのり、この
She's
子の
human.
体どんな風に
Isn't
見える
Saya sweet?
綺麗なん
She
で
even picked someone who loves Fuminori. Therefore, she should totally not care. It doesn't make sense. This is the Sukuyo I remember, not the putrid creature whose attentions I found so unbearable after the accident. My senses recognize her as the human she is.
この子ね、ふみのりのことが好きだったんだって。
See me. You guys need to be able to like see the text. Okay. Here. I'll leave myself here for now. Is this something else I need to cover on the screen? I do know, but I've never told Saya. How did she find out?
だから私、この子の体を作り変えてあげたの。
It is censored.
可愛がってもらえる
It is censored. I don't know why we got breasts, but you notice the CGs? The CGs of like Saya are cropped. Maybe it's just censored to not show any lolly. Saya pauses to gauge my reaction and then continues with a satisfied nod.
私
I
は
can't really
同
know.
類にしてあげたの。
どうしてどうやって
I still don't understand why Saya chose Yol, but the last statement is even more baffling. She changed Yol?
ねえ、おとといも言ったでしょ。私には他の生き物の体に細工ができるんだって。
I can't interrupt Saya. Yes, I remember she claimed to have done something to Suzumi's brain. Exactly. The uncensored version is way worse. But maybe there needs to be a bit more censoring for this to be on YouTube. I didn't doubt her sincerity then, but I suppose some part of me thought she was exaggerating. I hadn't seen her handiwork firsthand. But now...
隣のおじさんにしたような小細工じゃなくて、今回の大掛かりな変化
So Saya was created to turn people into horrifying flesh monsters. Okay.
使い方なんだよ。実際にやってみたのは
Why doesn't she just turn herself into a human?
本当によ
Yo finally notices my presence and turns her head to face me. I see a faint glimmer of recognition in her glassy and focused eyes. Her features are exactly as I remember them. Incredible! This is far beyond cosmetic surgery. Once a twisted creature, unrecognizable as human, Yola is now the very image of human femininity. There is no similarity between what she was and what she is, which can only mean that she has become something utterly inhuman. According to Saya, she has become what Saya is.
人か人目の生態構造についてはね。
Oh, she's so
サヤは
cute.
もうこの星で一番
I'm proud of you, Saya. This is my head pat. I'm proud of you for Saya, for studying so much. I love you, Saya. Cunny monster.
今日って何を誰から学んだんだいつどうやって
She's like, hang on. Make myself small again. Hang on, it's hard to make myself small. It's hard to make myself small. Hi. I'm small again.
だって毎日みんなにも注ぎ込んでもらったじゃない。
That's no. She is a good girl. I love Saya. Saya blushes.
あれ、要は人間っていう生き物のリズムだよ。
Oh, yeah.
私にはそれ
is she, really? I've accepted that she isn't human, but there's more to her than that. Saya is something that far transcends my species.
でもね、やっぱり最初だったもんだから。
So she might have messed it up a little. It's not okay. She shouldn't be creating a harem for Fuminori. Harems are not okay. She needs to be loyal and singular girl. Fuminori does not need more than Saya. Saya is a very, very good girl, but Saya needs some more jealousy. Because it's not good for Fuminori. Yeah, the soundtrack is really good. When Saya approaches, Yola trembles and tries to crawl away. But is only able to flail her arms and looks wildly. It's like she doesn't know how to move her own body. And the only sounds coming out of her mouth are frightened moans.
喋れないのか。
あいにく心の方は壊れちゃったみたい。
A fate worse than death, really? As Saya sighs in mild disappointment. Literally, Fuminori does not need more than Saya. Saya is good enough.
なんだ
Saya,
かんだで
no turning people into monsters. Saya, you're perfect as you are. We don't need more than Saya.
かなり苦しかった。
You shouldn't spoil Fuminori. Yola looks up at me pleadingly as though begging me to save her. She's no longer able to ask me for help though, or even to call my name.
どう？気に入ってくれた？
Saya, I appreciate you doing this for us. We really do, but that's not good. You shouldn't spoil Fuminori like that, so don't do it again. Fuminori doesn't need a harem. I'm at a loss for how to respond. I like you, Saya, not her.
だってふみのり、友達や家族が欲しいって言ってたでしょ？
It's like a cat bringing in a dead bird.
早からプレゼント。
Her innocent explanation only confuses me further.
プレゼントって。犬か何かじゃあるまいし。
似たようなもんだよ。どうせ
There's not much difference between her and a dog. I'm happy that Saya wants to please me, but she could use a little more common sense.
人間一人を監禁し続けるっていうのは多分かなり厄介なもんだと。
That's his concern.
大丈夫だよ。ほら。
Don't worry about it. Look at Yoshichinga. The only thing preventing Yo from being totally naked is the leather collar around her neck. I have no idea where Saya got it from, but it's the kind of dog collar that would be sold in any pet store. The chrome chain is fastened to one of the bedposts. Yola tries to get away again, but Saya sends her sprawling with a tug of the chain. Yola tumbles to the floor, squealing in pain. Her actions are those of an unintelligible animal, just as Saya said.
それにこの子、どっちみち逃げ出して何かしようとか、そういう難しいこと。
Oh, Saya's so sweet.
これでもうふみのりが心配することもないで
Good
しょ。
Saya. Good Saya. I promise I'll feed and take care of her. Please let me keep it. Oh, for you, Saya. For you, we'll keep her. Good job, Saya. Saya has a point. I was racking my brain for a plan to kill Yo, and now my problem has been solved in a way that I never could have imagined. If a normal person looks upon her now, they'll probably see no trace of the old Yola. And if she has no memories and can't even speak, then it's perfect. Saya has killed Yola without taking her life. But there's still the problem of what she means by giving Yola to me. Exactly, Fuminori doesn't need a harem. He just needs you, Saya.
嬉しく。
Oh, Saya. Saya, we're always happy. We love you, Saya. Saya asked dejectedly, her confidence suddenly gone. But we don't need more than you, Saya. Fuminori doesn't need a harem.
いや、
この子の世話はちゃんと私が一人でやるよ。ふみのりにめんどくさい思いなんてさせないよ。
Alright, if you really want the pet so much, Saya, you can have her. But she's yours. That's not it. The last thing I want is to reject this symbol of Saya's affection. But how can I explain to Saya why I'm trying not to look at the naked woman writhing on the floor? Exactly.
そういうことじゃない。違うんだ。
Yola is the first human figure besides Saya that I've seen in the 3 months since the accident. And she's a woman positively glowing with voluptuous feminine beauty. Of course I'm happy, but I also can't ignore the voice of reason that's telling me not to be.
嬉しいよ。 嬉しいんだけど、素直に喜んでいいのかどうか。
Saya looks puzzled, as though she has absolutely no idea what I'm getting at.
だってほら、この子だって女の子だからさ、僕がさやの他に別の女の子と一緒に暮らすっていうのは嫌じゃないのか。
After considering this briefly, Saya seems to finally understand what I'm trying to say.
そんな海のりって考えすぎだよ。
Maybe I am worrying too much, although I'm pretty sure that I'm just showing consideration that any man who's sworn his love to a woman would show. Or maybe Saya doesn't understand that a man faced with a woman's naked body can't help but react regardless of his feelings.
おかしい。本当に優しいんだね。
そうか。
この子はね、海のりのことを
I don't care, Saya. I don't want to hear him. You're enough, Saya. I don't want to hear him.
海のりがこの子のこと好きにな
No.
ってこの子と
No, Saya. Bad Saya. Bad Saya. It's bad Saya.
嬉しいんだよ。それ遠慮するようなことじゃないよ。
No, this is so Nita Rare. No, no, Nita Rare. Stop the Nita Rare.
おいっちゃなんだが。
I struggle to find the right words to express my true feelings.
男ってそのものすごく下劣な生き物だから。ほら、イオの体ってさやの裸とはまた全然違う特徴があるだろ。
Fomir is bad.
これってさやのこと好きだって思う気持ちとは全然別のところで、かなり気をそそられるってのが。
With each word that I squeeze from my lips, Saya's grin grows wider and wider, until finally she starts shaking with laughter.
わかるわかる。
Yeah, this is so messed up. Ooh, this might be worse than the Saya rape scene. Saya exclaims jovially, patting my shoulder with one hand and wiping tears from my eyes with another.
いいのか。
Bro sees a woman and just can't control himself. Oh, this is so I ask again as though trying to force her to say no. No, Saya, no cuckery, no cuckery. Stop the Nita Rare. I don't want to cook, Saya. Saya answers me with a smile, whose like I've never seen before. It's calm, so terribly calm. And there's something bewitching about the soft set of lips that sets it apart from our usual bright, shiny, dish inspection.
海のりとさやは恋人同士で、つくばようはそんな二人のペット。この子は私と海のりに可愛がられるたびにそのことを思い出すの。これから毎日
No! This has gone too far, Saya. This has gone too far. This has gone too far. No. I finally know why Saya chose Yul, for the venom in her voice and smile does not escape me. Although she can no longer answer if asked, Yul would have surely chosen death over this fate, and that is the very reason Saya visited it upon her. How wicked, terrible Saya is. Perhaps others would fear and love her. However, I find her malevolence and irresistibly charming. The horrifying cruelty of what she's done to Yul is so very human. Where she may be different, her soul is the same as ours. When I look upon Yul's wretched form, I see the intensity and passion of Saya's love for me. The flames that have consumed Yul are fueled by that very love. I find myself enthusiastically accepting Saya's present.
それは気に入ってるのか。
No, Saya, no, bad Saya.
とっても綺麗で
No. Ah, no.
遊ぶとき
No, polygamy, no.
遠慮すること
It's
は
bad. It's bad. This is perverse. Saya, be a good girl. Don't do this.
もちろん
No, Saya. I'm not sure I want to read what happens next. Grinning happily, Saya grabs the chain and pulls Yoto off his feet.
ねえみのり触ってごらんよ柔らかくて
As Yo looks up at me with teary, blinking eyes, I approach and let me gaze more freely over her lush body and right breasts. Maybe this is why I'm shadow banned. Oh, seriously, is something. This version is not censored enough. Okay, I run my fingers through her hair, finding it as smooth as size. Enjoying the feel, I continue to caress Yola's head. Her fearful expression softens a little. Perhaps she remembers me in some part of her mind and believes even now I will be kind to her. How foolish! Yeah, I'm glad I got the censor ready. This is bad. This is very bad. Oh, I'm glad I censored it. Oh dear. This is... I stop stroking her hair and calmly seize both of her breasts. She flinches in pain at the sudden rough treatment, but I ignore her and continue. And this is the Steam version. This is already censored. And I continue to knead her breasts as my lust demands. They're incredibly soft. When I squeeze them, it's like my fingers are being sucked inside. I feel like you shouldn't be saying these things on YouTube. This is too far. This is too far. I'm gonna get banned. I don't want to get banned. The tears in Yoel's eyes cause a new sadistic desire to well up inside of me. I wouldn't know. I don't have the audio on. Yeah, I hate Fumadori. I love Saya, but Saya's a good girl and he is a bad influence. Is the audio really that messed up? Is it like my voice too, or is it just... So is it like the stream, or is it the game? She must not have been... Oh, ew. Okay. Okay. She must not have been sufficiently prepared, as her choked scream is like that of a dying animal. No. Yeah, Fuminori has no excuse for his behavior. He's sickening. I mean, he's not as bad as the neighbor, but close standards. In fact, it reminds me of how Susan screamed when I stabbed him with my knife. Saya says, peering curiously at Yola's tear-streaked face. While I'm censoring stuff, should I, like, read out, voice lines by people? And should I move the censor yet or not? The hypnotic quivering of her thighs as she... Ew, this is so gross. Oh, ew. Oh, ew. Okay, I'll read out the voice lines. Is she pleasing you? You could say that. The hypnotic quivering of her thighs as she trembles beneath me. This hurts. Her breasts having like storm-tossed ships. These sights and sensations are enough to simulate my basest lusts, and the night has only just begun. Ew. I can probably move myself now. No more censor. Ew. Yeah, I see why I'm shadow banned. It's my own fault for streaming this game. Sadistically enjoying Italia reading gross stuff. Later, I lie on my bed, drained of energy. I consider what my life will be like from now on. Saya is resting in my arms. Yoel is curled up on the floor. Yesterday, I could not have imagined that the three of us would be a family. This is one sick family. A new home, new food, a new family. All granted to me by Saya. She has selflessly led me from the brink of death to find new joy amid despair. And I too have changed. I have killed 2 people with my own hand and made a third my mindless slave. Yet despite all I have done, I am still able to sleep peacefully. Without a doubt, I am no longer the Sakisaka Fuminori I once was. How far will Saya take me? What will I become? I'm trying to finish it because there's not much left, I don't think. I feel somewhat unsure, though not discouraged, about the unknown world into which we're heading. And so, while playing with Saya's hair, I ask,
一体何者なんだい
I don't expect an answer. If Saya's asleep or doesn't want to respond, I won't mind. Like, we're close to the end, aren't we? Saya lifts her head, however, and draws my gaze into deep pools of her eyes.
この答えは説明しにくいんだけどね。
She is a flesh monster! She thinks for a while, searching for the right words, and then says simply,
タンポポってあるよね。タンを風に乗せて飛ばすやつ。風の種は風に呼ばれて、ふるさとから遠く離れて。
Oh, seriously? Why is the audio so bad? Really? I have to mute it? Oh. How many hours do you guys think we have left? Okay, if the audio is so bad, even the voices too, or is it just the BGM? Hang on, I'll turn on my BGM. So should I turn off the voices and the BGM? Or should I just turn off the BGM? Okay, I'll turn everything off. And is my background BGM playing now? Okay. Oh, that sucks. I really love Saya's voice. Okay, now I have to read all of the voice lines. Oh, okay. If there's 2 hours left, we'll end it after this scene. Okay? And if the game audio is so scuffed. You know the dandelion flower? The one that scatters its seed on the wind? Yeah? The wind carries those fluffy seeds far, far from where they were born. What if one of them ends up in a desert where not a single blade of grass is growing? If you can imagine how that lone seed will feel, then you might be able to understand me. She's literally me! I feel Saya. This is why I like Saya. As I consider Saya's answer, she continues her story. So, should I go to the next choice, or should I stop after this scene? Is the choice soon? That seed is still a baby flower. If it does its best, it can turn even a desert into a garden. So is she gonna turn the entire world into flesh monsters? Maybe that little seed will decide to thrive. Maybe it'll grow and multiply so that it can turn the whole desert into a field of dandelions. What do you think can give it the strength to do so? What? I whisper, entranced. Saya smiles softly and caresses my cheek. All it needs is to be loved by just one person in the whole desert. A desert is devoid of people who love you, Saya. All it needs is to be told how pretty dandelions are. Alright, then we'll end after this scene. The loving touch of her slender figures fills me with peace and joy. I love you. I pull her into my chest, nodding silently. Stay with me forever. Never leave my side. I promise. Okay. Okay. Save. Okay. Yes. Quit the game. Alt F4. Or whatever it was that you guys pranked me with yesterday that I fell for. I shouldn't have fallen for that. That's my own fault. But really? Really? Is it better if I read it out? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it if you guys like it. If you guys like me reading it better than Saya's voice, then I'll turn off the voices and do all of the voices myself next stream. If you guys want, by popular demand. Do you guys want that as a whole? Because I'll do that if you guys want. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I think it just gets crazier and crazier as you go. Anyways, good night, everybody. Good night. Alright, maybe I'll... Alright, then I'll do my voice. I'll do all of the reading next stream. Alright, bye everybody. Though, if we can get the BGM working, I'll obviously still leave the BGM. Professional VA arc begins now. Well, popular demand seems to be my voice, so I'll just do that. I don't know how to do a poll. Good night, everybody. I'd love to be a professional VA, but all of the English-speaking VAs are like anime dubs tier, and I wouldn't want to do that. That would kill me.